Welcome to a new era of wrestling podcasts, where the hot takes, fantasy booking, nostalgic trips, and everything that happens in your day-to-day life always comes back to the squared circle. It's the Everything is Pro Wrestling podcast with Mike DeSilva, Josh Flanagan, and Nick Flanagan.
And we are back, episode 36 for the people at home and for us, because that's how many we've done. So,
yeah.
Fuck. 36
how it works.
episodes, man. 36.
I know. Shaq again.
The Celtic
no.
Shaq.
Celtic Shaq. Oh,
That's
nasty.
like the classic meme of like,
That is so nasty.
when you want to say something's washed up, you just post Celtic Shaq. The
Right.
Big Shamrock.
Right.
Because that was a
ugly.
tough time.
What number did he wear in Phoenix?
He was 32 in Phoenix. I
There
think.
was he still
Yeah.
32? Okay.
He was 32 in Phoenix, Cleveland, Miami, and then he was 36.
32 in
Boston.
Orlando as well.
32 in Orlando, 34 in the Lakers.
The original.
36 in
That
Boston.
32 in Orlando just. I mean, any of
that's
those
the one
jerseys,
for me,
like
yeah.
I would argue that the blue pinstriped penny jerseys are one of the greatest, if not greatest, basketball jerseys of all time. It's
I
right
completely
there.
agree.
It's so
Yeah.
fucking good.
They were so good. The pinstripes or something about even the black ones with the white pinstripes are just ridiculous.
No, like they didn't miss. And then even like during the T-Mac era, the shimmery stars were also fire
Yeah.
and underrated.
I think they took a dive when the Dwight Howard era.
Yes.
Did not
Yes.
like those at all.
No.
Those were
With
brutal.
that, those pinstripes were nasty.
They were brutal. They were like
They also just
inverted.
looked like
the white ones with like the like the black stripes
Yeah,
on.
And
yeah.
it didn't help that it looked like a dry fit toddler top
Yeah.
on Dwight Howard.
Yes.
I mean, no fault of his own. He's just
No.
a fucking
A
massive
large
human
man,
being.
yeah,
But
very wide
it just, yeah,
shoulders.
it didn't look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Marcus Smart 36 in Boston?
Yes, he
Marcus
was.
Smart was
Yeah,
36.
Good 36. So
Probably the
like
better
some
Celtics
baseball
36
players.
to go with. I can't think of it. Those are literally the only two I can
That's
think of.
yeah. I can't really think 36 of much.
Lawyer Malloy.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
right.
That's a
Lawyer
really good one.
Malloy's a
That's
good
really one.
36 from the Pats.
Yeah, it's more of a DB.
Right.
But I was thinking like a couple
Willie
pictures.
Parker? Was he Willie Parker 36?
26.
He was 26.
26. Yep, he was 26.
There was no running backs 36 besides.
There had to be.
I feel like I'm
Was Jerome Bettis 36?
Yeah.
Oh, Jerome Bettis, the bus. That's
Alright.
what I was thinking. I was like, wait a minute, was
yeah.
the bus 36?
Yeah, that we should probably had that one a little sooner.
That probably should have been the first one.
Good restaurant in Pittsburgh too.
Yeah. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
36?
That might be the name of it.
Oh, the bus.
Just the bus. It's his
I think it's just
restaurant.
called The
Oh,
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I thought 36
I went
had
there
it. I'm
once.
like,
I've been
oh,
in Pittsburgh once in my whole life. The most dreary. It makes sense. It is the most dreariest place in the world. Rainy and dreary and dark and gray. But Permanente Brothers is fucking awesome. French fries on a sandwich, duh. And then we went to the bus spot for dinner, and there was like this huge fight. It was really cool.
Really?
Like a physical altercation in there. And I was just waiting for him to like come through the wall, like the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
clean
yeah.
shit up.
That'd be
And
sick.
sadly,
The
that
A-gap.
didn't happen. But there was like people literally like fisticuffs in the restaurant. I was like, this is pretty
Damn.
dope.
Is it like a nicer place?
It is,
too?
yeah.
It
It's kind of
surprise
like
that
a
people
Michael
go
Jordan
to a fight?
Steakhouse
Yeah,
vibe.
okay.
Not as nice because it's Pittsburgh,
Right.
but yeah, similar vibe.
Okay.
Similar. It was very much more upscale than like a Permanente Brothers or like
Right.
just a faster fast food spot.
Unfortunately, does it have the same prices as a Michael Jordan
Yeah,
steakhouse?
it did. It was
that's
very, very expensive.
sad. Not surprising.
Overpriced.
But,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. It comes with the name, brother.
Right, exactly.
Comes with the name.
yeah.
It is Rumble Week.
is
We're excited
Rumble
about Rumble Week. We even have a Rumble going here on
Yeah.
No Mercy.
Yeah, we do.
Next to Flanny there. And so this particular
Eddie and
Rumble.
all his women.
Eddie-
China's not gonna love this.
Yeah, Eddie is in the ring defending his Intercontinental title, which means he had to come out number one. And Tori, Stephanie McMahon, and Trish are in there with him. We have 32 superstars.
Someone say he's a lucky man.
Some may say he's a lucky man.
Oh,
Will
that's
we
the
make
song.
it through this Rumble by the end of the show? I don't know.
Will we make it through this Rumble by the actual Rumble?
Will this camera die before this Rumble ends?
I'm going to bet that.
I would
Whatever
put
the odds
money on
are in
that.
that,
That's the safe
yeah, I'm
bet.
going to bet that 100%. Because, that's just how it works here. Rumble Week, and it's kind of crazy because WWE goes from basically 2 straight weekends of premium live events,
Yes.
even though one of them was on network television. Saturday night's main event, fun show.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Great show.
I had a really good time watching that show. I do love the fact that everything stayed the same as far as the setup goes. Did you think that the entrance, the ramp was a
wider?
little bit
Tighter.
wider?
No, I thought it was the same. To me, it
I
looked
thought
the
it was
same.
the same.
Okay.
I thought it was the same, and I kind of thought it was the same only because of like the distance in which folks are reaching.
Right.
Like for instance, they were able to get to Rhea And I was watching that with a keen eye because I was like, who's going to be the pervert?
Yeah, I know. There's always
and I didn't see anybody purposely be a pervert, or and obviously the little kids were just trying to just get to her. But even the men, who it seemed like elbowing up, which is still too much, shouldn't be touching them.
You shouldn't be doing that.
But at least it was not in
I
a
feel like a
disrespectful
pat
manner.
on the back, like if you want to do that, just to be like, hey, go champ or whatever, like kind of like because they do that in boxing and stuff.
I feel like you just put your hand out. If they go high five, then you're good.
If not, you try to play it off.
Contact.
And I think this is where maybe Knuckles is like a little safer. So it's not just like a full high five. I see what you did there. Shout out to women.
Yeah, shout out to women.
But but I love that. I love that tightness of the ramp and again the ropes. And arguably my favorite part of the whole show was the first 5 minutes where we just heard Spanish.
Yes, that was great.
I was searching. I would love to hear from our listeners if that was just us. It couldn't have been. But that fucked me up at first because I was like, SAP button, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I was like, I've never used you in my life. Where are you? I need you to do a reverse Uno trick.
I didn't know if like I needed to like close my YouTube TV app and be like, wait, is it just my YouTube TV is fucking up here?
Up.
But then I went to Peacock and the Peacock stream did not have that issue. So it must have just been whatever. I don't know.
How long were you on Peacock for though?
It was when you guys were still saying that there was Spanish happening.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So
because it cleared up pretty quick.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was literally as they were introed out. I think Rhea Remember came out and it was still Spanish. But I think right as they were about to do the announcements to start, which again, shout out to the mic that came from down.
That was cool.
Lillian Garcia needs a little more practice with it, and I can't fault her because obviously she probably haven't used that in a long time. But like she was a little too close, and it was echoing, especially at the end.
She was too close.
It was a little
it, so you didn't get the full effect.
Yeah, so you got the champion cha.
Champion cha. There's still no P's in there.
There's no P's.
No P's in the championship.
Oh my god!
But I kind of dig it.
Yeah. Oh,
it's definitely her thing.
Rock in there
right.
now.
Absolutely her thing. Final boss is around.
Rock just hit
low blow to
the
Tori.
low blow to Tori. I don't know
who's missing. Who got eliminated?
Stephanie clapped. That was great. Loved the microphone coming down. That was really cool. And even the matches. Again, I mean, nothing happened that we didn't think was going to happen, but good matches. Yeah. Entertaining show all around.
Yeah. I actually
trying to remember exactly.
I thought this one was better than last one. Actually,
I agree.
Yeah,
because it was just more in-ring action.
Exactly.
It felt like more of a show for us as opposed to a show for the new audience, which we know that's the target demographic when you're on NBC is the new fans, and they leaned to that the first episode. But this one, you could feel the difference. Even like Jesse's commentary felt different and felt like vintage Jesse with the counts, and he was like, "I went half a click too high on that third count." It felt so good and nostalgic. I'm very, very sad that Hogan wasn't there because I was hoping to God there was going to be some sort of play on words or something from Jesse to just stick it to Hogan. Apparently, he had a family conflict at the last minute, is what they ran with.
Apparently, his son got married.
Oh, okay. And they didn't know that.
RVD was at the wedding.
All of the
Riddle
weeks leading up.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, because Riddle was supposed to have an appearance the next day, and he canceled it for no explanation. And
it's too high.
He was at Hogan's.
Is Hogan's
this
son
Nick
stoner?
Hogan? This is he's his only kid, right?
He's only son.
He's only son. Yes. But like I didn't know he wasn't in jail currently.
Right, same.
And I'm not saying that I just meant that from that one incident he had. But he's absolutely a stoner, 100%.
Yeah.
He's probably been a stoner his whole life. I mean, why wouldn't you be? Your dad is fucking Hulk Hogan.
It was just weird the way the one that I saw that confirmed that there was actually his son's, or that Hogan was at some other event. There was a picture of Hogan and RVD. And I'm like, that's not two people you expect to see together.
Real American Bud.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
There's the crossover.
You know what? Maybe there's a partnership coming up.
There's the crossover.
Hogan's trying to
my
branch
thing
out.
is like, clearly he knew about this.
Right.
Clearly he was in all of the things. And granted, it would have been a lot better, and I guess it is better that his son actually did get married, and it wasn't just an excuse because he got booed out the fucking place.
Allegedly.
But so no,
I just mean Hogan was at an event, and I'm assuming it is his son's wedding because that's what all the reports were. But all I know is it was an event that RVD was also at because they were at a picture together. Neither one of them were dressed for a wedding.
There's no space in which RVD occupies that I'd be surprised.
No,
it could be the Met Gala to Nick Hogan's fucking wedding. Not surprised.
Yeah, but that would make sense.
Yeah.
But regardless, he just found out about it the day
that's
of?
what I'm saying.
Or they were just like, we're going to hold
convenient.
out this information for as long as possible and just try to sneak it by everybody.
Yeah, and it was the right call.
Yeah, definitely. It would have been brutal.
Business-wise, the right call. I selfishly just would have loved to see the reaction, especially in Texas. Because you would think maybe the reaction's a little better, but I don't think it would have been.
I don't think it would have been either. I think he's...
So that's the two of them.
Okay.
Because again...
That is not wedding attire.
I think it goes beyond...
God, no. That looks like fucking the members only club down the street.
Right?
Wow.
I think it goes beyond the scope of politics, which we've all talked about. Yeah. What the hell? He's hitting him with this cutter.
Shout out to RVD's girl though. She's cool.
Right. Yeah.
I think people are just sick of his shit overall. We've talked about this. It's the overall the Hogan. We're just sick of the shit, and I'm gonna mention Hogan in today some of our Rumble talk today.
Nice.
For some of the Rumbles he's been involved.
Unfortunately, hard not to.
Yeah.
Such a big part of the Rumbles,
No,
especially
I
just
know.
early WWF in general.
Yeah. He won like what 2 in a row,
Yeah.
and then
90 and 91.
one,
yep.
and then
Mhm.
92
Two
is
was
the one
Flair.
I'm gonna talk about because that bitch.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
He did a bitch move,
Yes,
which
he
again
did.
was just so stupid.
One of many.
That's like the worst part of that Rumble, but
Not
whatever.
gonna work for me, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So yeah, Saturday night's main event overall, I thought was really cool. And what would you guys say would be the highlight of
Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu? Right?
It
Yeah.
is
He's a
for me.
psychopath.
For me, it's just I every time I've thought back of the event from Saturday, so many great things. I cannot stop getting out of my head. All of the hip checks, the hip attacks, whatever you want to call them, the fucking side stink faces, whatever you want to go with. Those mixed with the one more and the
Moonsaults.
Fatu chants as he went out. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the first time we've heard a Fatu chant
Yeah,
for him.
I think so, yeah.
Now I think that's a thing every week. But like I think this is when he arrived on the main event scene. Like he obviously arrived as a performer. We know what he's destined for, but this I think was the confirmation for everyone. Like, no, this is the guy. If you had any thoughts, questions, concern, worries, no, it's him. This is one of the 4 pillars. The next 10 years, they're going to build a company around him, Braun, whoever else may be, etc. But it was just so fucking cool to watch. And like I was similar to, I think back to Bronson Reed and fucking all the tsunamis. It was that same type of sort of vibe, and it was just so cool to watch.
Almost exactly the same.
Yeah, it was just fucking the same way. Davari was popping the shit on me every moonsault. He's like right under him and then just dodging out at the last second. It felt so much realer in that sense. And I think that's what WWE does such a good job with compared to any other company, not just that other company, but all the other companies. Like the attention to detail, those little things go such a long way. And that's just the one moment that's just burned into my brain.
For me, it's 2 things that I mean, the Fatu thing, absolutely. But just Gunther Jay in general, that match was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And
rushed ending, but because of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Because like they have a hard out on NBC. But
and
then,
you could see it. That was my only thing. Is you could see the rushed ending was frustrating.
Yeah. The other thing for me was in the Braun and Fatu match was when Braun was doing the run around the ring spot. I was like, oh, we run the same.
Yeah.
Him and I run exactly the same.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was funny. I did laugh at that. Because it is,
that is a big man.
That is a big man. And those knees are feeling it.
He's moving a lot of weight,
it's
man.
always so sad when you start to see them move like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When he's doing that, the choo-choo train there, move at the end. Yeah, it's tough to watch that.
That's very much like...
It was so slow.
Yeah, like if Braun Breaker is like the Acela train, he is Thomas the Train Engine.
Yeah.
Like it's just...
I mean, to me, HBK.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I am going to put my tinfoil hat on this old head.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening.
We know Kevin Owens is like this generation legend killer, even though he's not killing them because Stone Cold came back and beat him. But HBK being involved in that contract signing. Now, you can go ahead and say it was his hometown, Saturday night main event, nostalgic pop, makes sense, runs NXT, which I guess that doesn't really kind of make any sense. But regardless, it's like, okay, you can put all those things together and just be like a normal person and be like, that is probably why they did it. Or you could be like fantasybooker.com, wrestling fans, and be like, wait a minute, maybe that's just an excuse to start this, right? To be like, all right, Kevin Owens, you're probably not going to be Cody, right? Because we're assuming Cody's going to go to WrestleMania as champion.
I'd almost guarantee it.
Could almost guarantee that, right? But we're doing a great job building this up. What does Kevin Owens do after that? So what is this going to be? There are things he could do, right? You could start have him. I mean, he's been fucking around with everybody.
Yep.
You can have him tag with Drew and fucking, because they've kind of been on the same mission. Of
Tag
being
with
like,
Sammy.
Tag with Sammy or fight Sammy. Because they've teased that as well.
I think that's where we're going.
That's probably where we're going. Again, let me put my tinfoil hat on for a second. But the fact that HBK, right, and Owens have a little bit of beef there, and HBK hit that sweet chin looking so good, which makes me get so mad over and over again that the super kick is just used and abused these days because HBK just still makes it look so good. And I just really, really, really think that HBK probably wants to wash the taste out of people's mouth from the Saudi match and be like, hey, you know what? I've been waiting for the right opportunity. I trust Kevin Owens. I can get one last WrestleMania moment because I already ruined my perfect ending. So I might as well go off on my own singles match against a guy that I trust.
Yeah.
Tinfoil hat.
I want you to be right so badly.
Yes. Yeah.
in 2 months from now, we can come back here and you can point on my face and be like, look how wrong you are, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I want that more than anything.
Yeah.
But I don't see it happening. I think the main reason they had that whole big interaction is what better way to get heat on Kevin Owens than have
Shawn
him
Michaels
insult
in
Mr. San Antonio in San Antonio.
Yeah.
It's a great way to get heat on KO to go into their match. And obviously you're going to have Shawn super kick him because Sean's there.
But why wouldn't you just have Kevin Owens beat his ass, pop up powerbomb, and that would bring real heat? Why would you have HBK switching him? Because then that makes Kevin Owens look...
Because Sean's probably going to do some stuff on NXT, like on TV, and like they can't have... You wrote Orton off for fucking months after a package power driver. You can't have Shawn then take it and show up like
no, he ain't even a pop-up powerbomb.
But I'm just saying, like, no matter what, you can't have him show up on TV for a while at that point. And I feel like he might be...
Not necessarily. I mean, it doesn't have to be like a devastating, like, package pile driver where it's like you permanently are injured.
Because that's what he's going for, right? Though he's going for the package. Yeah. When Cody came back and
yeah.
That's the other thing. Cody was there, so like, how do you justify Cody then letting Shawn get his ass beat?
Yeah, all right, fair play. But to me, it's like I get the heat, I get doing all that, but I feel like if you really wanted to generate monster heat on Kevin Owens, you would have had him actually hit HBK with something.
Right. I just think it negatively impact Cody at that point as well.
Could have been a bridge too far in that moment. And I think too, it's like even him, the way he was just like sunning HBK through the whole thing, I think was enough. Like that shit was pissing me off. Just listening. I'm like, how dare you speak to that man this way? Especially as he's sweating through his nice velvet shirt.
Right.
Yeah.
That popped me. And I loved it because he said it at first. That's how he started the promo. I was like, got me sweating through my suit. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, holy shit.
No, he was.
I'm like, that shirt's about to disintegrate.
Dude, he sounds so good still.
Oh, yeah.
He just knows how to work a microphone. His cadence is still on point. He's not like some of these dudes that come back and sound old or forced. He
looks like he's still in incredible shape.
God, yes. But
he does.
That sweet chin,
he
bro.
looks in better shape now than he did like maybe 10 years ago.
Right.
Like 5 to 10 years ago.
We also had to adjust our eyes and brains to the baldness.
Yeah.
That took time.
Like when the hat came off. Like you see him kind of grab the hat quick and he was like, got to get this back on.
Yeah, no, with that's still something that made him look more out of shape than he actually was. We were like, wait, what the fuck?
And it's ironic because for most people, especially people like holding on to things and then they go bald, it's like, oh wow, you look rejuvenated. For him, it was like, whoa, what the fuck's
because
going on
it was
here?
iconic, like
so very much a part of him and his gimmick and.
Yeah, sometimes, but at the end of the day, like there's people that hang on way too long. Dean Ambrose, so shout out to Moxley.
Yeah.
Moxley should have shaved his head a long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Regardless, HBK, Kevin Owens, it's 99.9% not going to happen. But
could you imagine being a guy who just can't give it up? Like,
I was there.
I couldn't imagine what that would be like to have a hairline where you're like, maybe let it go. I just can't. What could that possibly be like? Oof.
I don't know.
I think you're doing all right.
I feel like you got the comb over nice. You're not on TV every week, and you're not wrestling where people getting a top view of your head.
I would love for you to do it. I'd love for you to just say fuck it and go for it. I don't think you'd regret it.
Honestly.
I don't think you would regret it.
You got a great full beard, so.
I know 100% what my problem is, and that I'm lazy as fuck. The only reason my beard gets as long as it does is I'm like, I don't want to shave right now. And that would absolutely happen to the top of my head.
And that is true.
Like, how often do you have to shave yours?
Every 2 to 3 days.
That's way too much. I'd be like, fuck that.
And
that's
the
main reason I don't do it now.
There's times where I'm like, fuck, I gotta go to work tomorrow. Right. Especially now, like I went from a hybrid job where I was home a couple days to now I'm in a school every day with high school kids. There's no way I'm walking in not on point because I will never live it down.
Right.
Yeah.
So like every 2 to 3 days, it is so fucking annoying. There's days where I come home exhausted. I'm like, I gotta shave my fucking head.
That's my thing.
But there is also like so many different sorts of razors and different things where you can make it a lot easier.
Right.
And also just kind of find that look. But yeah, I mean
I have a beard trimmer that has like different lengths to it, so like I can pick stuff. It's just the thought of doing it as frequently as I'd have to do it that I'm like, nah, fuck that. I don't want to.
No,
I'm just too lazy, and I fully admit that I'm a lazy motherfucker, and that's my biggest problem.
You got to make a game out of it. It's like training a kid to do potty training.
I mean, I don't know if that would work.
To be like,
because I'd have to be making myself do it, and I still would be like, "No, I'll do that."
That's what you gotta do.
Tomorrow.
It's like whatever you love the most, with like a food or beverage or different things. It's like put it there and like lock it up until you shave.
Yeah,
and
be like, I can't have this.
Once I do this, I get this treat.
But my thing is, I'd have to like have somebody else be in control of the lock or something. Because I'd be like, nah, you know what? I'll double shave tomorrow. I earned this.
Earl Hebner's coming out.
So Sexy Red's gonna have to come and hold you down.
I mean, probably.
Essentially, what's gonna happen.
More likely, what's gonna happen.
That makes sense. She had Did you hear Martin Luther King running the other day? It was so
Sexy Red.
Yeah, somebody did an AI photo of her and Martin Luther King standing together, like face to face, and she like ran with it And Martin Luther King's daughter was like, what the fuck? This is the most disrespectful thing ever. But kudos to her. She owned it and was like, hey, I'm so sorry. You're right. This is fucked up.
Yeah.
Somebody just sent it to me and I reposted it, but it was fucking hilarious.
So I saw the aftermath of that, but I had no idea what the actual thing was referring to.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a photo of her looking at someone and obviously him there. It was pretty funny. And like, obviously, shout out to Martin Luther King. Absolutely. Last Monday was his day and only his day, in my opinion. But some of these memes are just, I'm sorry, it's funny.
Yeah,
it's
internet.
funny. It's funny.
Sometimes to a fault.
Yes,
very
yes,
like
it's
absolutely.
fucking
sometimes
funny.
to a fault.
That's why the internet's undefeated.
Yes.
It's always undefeated. Update in our Rumble match here, No Mercy. We have Viscera,
Big
R.I.P. Cactus Jack just came out. Trish is still in there.
Shout out to Trish.
Trish is still in there. And
Is
Earl
about to
Hebner,
suplex?
too big.
Side suplex Big Vis.
He couldn't do it.
Speaking of Big Vis, King Mabel and Mo and all of them, so fucking
Men on a
underrated.
Mission?
Men on a Mission, just
Fuck
vastly underrated.
I
Just
agree.
So vastly fucking underrated.
When did Big Vis die? It was like mid 2000s.
Late 2000s,
Soon,
possibly
man.
even early 2010s.
Really?
It was later than I think people realize.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because
Big Vis.
he comes back. He's still there in 05, because I remember he's doing that weird like pajama phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Playboy type
Yes.
guy thing.
Right. Yeah.
And
He
I
was the
think he's really shortly
Funkasaurus
after that, kind of, yeah.
before the Funkasaurus.
Brodus Clay?
Shout out to Brodus.
Jesus.
It was like they were trying to do Sexual Chocolate 2.0.
Yeah, hell yeah. Bring that back.
Big Vis had some good stuff, man.
Yeah.
So, yep, that puts a bow on Saturday night's main event because we got another big event coming this week,
Yeah.
Royal Rumble. And I'm gonna be honest, guys. I don't know where they're going with it.
I have no idea.
I don't know who's gonna win.
There's like 6 to 7 people that I could see.
I
winning.
still
Yeah.
think it's going to be Cena, but they've done a great job of making it like it could be this guy, it could be this
Mm-hmm.
guy.
I don't think anybody wants to see Cena win. Like
I don't think so either.
And I don't think he doesn't really
doesn't
need
need
to
it.
because
He does if they want to do him versus Cody.
I don't think it's gonna be. Him
I don't
versus
think
Cody.
so.
I kinda think
And
it is. I still think it is.
I think Elimination Chamber is Cena.
Yeah.
I think that is what I keep thinking, especially with the promo and him coming back last time.
They specified at my last Elimination Chamber.
I keep getting the vibe that is when he's gonna go over. But yeah, I just don't think. And honestly, I don't think Cena. Not that he wouldn't want to win the Rumble, but like Cena's certainly not like fucking on some Hogan shit. Like I gotta win this fucking
Right.
like, I'm a minute. I think if anything, he's probably more the opposite. Like no, there's a lot of other stars you can build with this. Like I'm gonna be all right.
We have Mankind and Cactus Jack in the ring at the same time.
Where's Dude
Great
Love when
faces
you need
of
him?
Foley.
This is if we get Dude Love.
Dude Love
I don't even
just
think is he in
pop
this
up.
game?
I don't.
I think so.
Is he?
Maybe in this game. I don't remember.
Shout out to Dude. I mean, yeah. Shout out to Dude Love, who just popped up on OVW, like we talked about. But he's down, I believe, 90 pounds in the last
let's
year.
go.
Mix lost 90 pounds,
good.
man. According to him, he was a walking heart attack.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully
so
that
kudos to him.
rejuvenates his brain a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't decide to have that death match he wanted to have.
Oh God, with who? With
I
Nick?
don't know if
With
he
Nick
had a
Gage?
special opponent, but I remember he said for his 60th
Or the
birthday,
real
he
King of
wanted
the
to have
Death match,
a death
Matt Cardona.
Yes, I would fucking love
That
that.
Do you know
would be
he
cool.
retired at age 34?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's.
34 years
Especially
old.
'cause you
But
think,
he was
like, he was-
34, but he was. How old was he in Dog Years? Because that's how old he was in wrestling.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying. Like you saw him
God damn it.
debut in '96, and
Yeah,
you're like, oh, that guy's
shit.
48.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like
Right.
he looked way older.
Yeah.
So I assumed he had just been through like 40 years of wrestling. No, it was like 8.
Right.
Sick.
He was like 30 when he won the title from The Rock.
Yeah, which is
We're all older than he was in that moment.
that's crazy.
Holy shit.
And I'm the only one who looks it.
That's not true. You look like Mankind when he debuted.
That's all right. You know what? I'll take that.
So
That's the nicest thing anybody's ever said about me.
So yeah, I don't know. I genuinely think that Cena coming back for the Rumble, him being in there, I think that would ruffle some feathers if he came back and won it, because there's guys that actually would make sense if they won it for the purpose of main eventing and winning the title. I don't think Cena wins the title at WrestleMania.
Oh, I definitely think he does. I don't think he holds it for long, but like
You think he's gonna
they want
win
him to
one
be
of those two?
17.
No, but not
and
at
you do
Mania.
that at
I don't
Mania.
think
When
it's-
else would you do that? That's the moment.
SummerSlam.
I don't think it's
Oh,
gonna
you make
happen
that
at
a
Mania
Mania
2.
moment.
No.
Not that it shouldn't, but I just
think
don't
it
think
should.
it's gonna.
Especially
no,
since
I
he's
don't
not
think it's
going to
gonna.
retire at Mania, especially since he's retiring
Yeah.
apparently in December. They're gonna want to give him a big Mania moment, so you have him.
I think you would still give him a Mania moment without the belt. Now,
Yeah, it's not gonna
I don't
feel the same, though, I think.
I don't know if it's
I
like
think it
that
will.
Mania moment, but again, like maybe I'm crazy here, but I'm thinking like just the cumulative of this last year and all the different moments he's gonna have. I don't think he needs a belt put on him at Mania, nor do I think they're gonna put one on him. I don't think it's gonna be Cody's belt.
I don't think he main
Definitely don't
events
think it's
either.
Cody's belt.
That would be
like,
cheap. I think that would be bullshit because
Maybe the other title. That other one
Him
that
and
nobody
Gunther?
gives a fuck about? I mean, I guess because
I think
Gunther's
it's
going to
more
have
likely
it, but
he would beat Cody than he beats Gunther.
I don't think he's fighting for a belt.
I don't think so.
What do you
either.
guys? What do you
I
think
don't.
he does at Mania then?
I don't know. Maybe he.
Because it's his last one. They're gonna give him something big.
But
They're
like
not gonna just have him
he
face
also
The Miz again.
he
or some
also
shit
respects the business.
That's
Stone
what I'm
Cold
thinking,
lost
like,
against
yeah.
The Rock in Mania 19. Like even though The Rock it was kind of a weird match because he was already on his way out.
Like that. But
that was-
Austin thought
was
that
all
was gonna
weird.
be his last
Ever,
match.
yeah.
Cena knows that's not it for him. If that was it for him, yeah, he'd probably lose in that match. But he knows he has more matches. I think his last match, he goes out.
You're gonna
looking
have
at
a
the
hard
lights,
time. You've spent over a year building up CM Punk main eventing WrestleMania, right?
It's 2 nights.
Yeah.
There's only 2 belts, and
I don't think the world title is main eventing either night of WrestleMania. I think it's going to be probably Roman Punk night 1 and then Cody Cena night 2.
I don't think Roman fights Punk either.
What does Roman do then?
I mean, Roman can fight anybody.
I was gonna say I could.
Yeah,
It needs to be somebody on Roman's level.
I think I
though,
could even
who
see.
Besides
I think I could
Punk
see
and maybe
Roman.
Cena is there right
Roman.
now.
I think I could see Roman Cody fucking the trifecta happening.
I think
It's
it's gonna
more
be-
than I can see Cena and Cody. I
feel
don't
like
know. I
they're
get
gonna
that
hold off on
vibe.
third one.
I think I'm still so stuck in my Rollins Punk that I can't escape it.
definitely don't
now,
see that
granted,
happening now.
No.
I still think that can happen because I think the Rumble could bring that back. I think there's
like
a
they're
way
way
in which
past
the
that.
Rumble could end where that could come back. I hope so selfishly, but I don't.
See,
Guess
Then
Punk-
also,
Punk and Reigns maybe,
One of-
but then if it's Punk and Reigns, that favor has to be cashed in this weekend. I think.
Oh, right. No, I
it
think
has
that's-
to be. That
that's-
has to happen.
that's where we're
'Cause I don't
going to
know
start
how
to get
else
it. That
you get
favor
there.
to get to Mania. Yeah, that's what the favor is
That
going to
has
be.
to
I want
happen
a main
this
event
weekend.
WrestleMania, so I want my favor against your boy at Mania.
I think it's going to be Punk and Cody at WrestleMania, and I think Punk goes over. And I think Cody, dude, because Punk is main eventing WrestleMania.
Are you basing this off of this past Monday's promo?
No, I've been thinking this
Okay.
because CM Punk wants the
that.
WWE title. He doesn't want the World Heavyweight.
I 100% agree.
And
with
he
you.
wants
does.
to
I don't even want that.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Like no disrespect to Gunther or anything.
Even though it looks better.
No
They-
fault of Gunther's. Yes,
I've hated 2 world titles since they
Yeah,
ever
yep.
introduced it. I've hated it
Agreed.
because one champion, because no matter what, you're looking at 1A, 1B.
Yes, one is never going to be
The
on
one
par
that has
with
the massive logo of your company on it, even though we don't agree that's the
Yep.
way it should look, is
The
the
other
one
has
that
a
people
smaller
want.
but still massive version of your logo on
and
it.
it's a cool belt, but
Yeah, it's
nobody.
basically like the bastard child of the Intercontinental Belt in the actual world title.
Pretty
like,
much,
that's kind
yeah.
of where it
Yeah.
lives. Like,
I think CM Punk has also mentioned multiple times that Cody has the belt.
yeah.
He said it again Monday night.
Monday.
And I think they have a history of their past, of CM Punk and Dusty, of the AEW shit, and now with CM Punk just continuously emphasizing main eventing WrestleMania, he has paid off on everything that you would expect from CM Punk coming back to WWE as far as his in-ring work, his microphone work, his merch, the pops that he's still getting, the chants that he's still getting against a fucking red hot, was that Rollins the other night when they were chanting during his promo at the beginning before?
yeah, last
Yeah,
week.
I think so.
Yeah,
But
like,
the one
re-
with Drew comes out.
yes.
Yeah, regardless, like
Even his hair transplant, fucking looks great. Looked great Monday.
wait, Punk got hair transplant?
I mean,
If you watch the promo on Monday,
I feel like he definitely took
it's
a
giving
trip
me
to
ill
Turkey.
Dan
Turkey, you went
Aykroyd.
out
He's
Turkey?
giving me super Dan Aykroyd and fucking
Well, usually there's a transitional period there though, so I don't remember him having one.
in Tom.
Or maybe
Well,
the time he was away.
That's what I
Yeah,
was gonna say.
yeah.
He was going for
I'm
one.
saying.
That's a good point. Maybe the
from
time
Hell
he
in a
was
Cell
away.
match.
It's all I could see Monday.
Yeah.
It's all I could see. I was like, there's way more hair in the
Hair's
front of
looking
this man's
thick.
head. Yeah,
So
give him a call, Nick.
I mean, yeah.
John
Well, he
Cena-
probably went to Turkey. I can't afford to go to Turkey right now. That's the thing.
John Cena is doing his goodbye tour because he genuinely loves the business, but I think he genuinely doesn't want to do it anymore. Like I think
I
he's
agree.
So this whole like promoting him is not necessarily to be like, hey, I want the title on my last year, whatever. Maybe they give him a world title at some point this year. I think giving it to him at WrestleMania, people are gonna be like, this is really stupid, especially because now what? Even if you were to start a program between Cena winning the Rumble Saturday and Cody between now and then,
I know, what does that look like?
Does anybody give a fuck? Two like white meat baby faces, like
Cody's turning heel.
Well, I was gonna say, unless Cody does turn on Cena in that fashion. Now, say Cena wins the Rumble and Cody comes out and just fucking absolutely destroys him. Maybe you can pique my interest there. But I don't know. I'm not sold on it. Not because it wouldn't be fun and I'd enjoy it, but there's also like, I can think of 6 other matchups off the top of my head that I would enjoy. I would probably enjoy Cody and fucking Kevin Owens at WrestleMania more than I would. I 100% get what you're saying, Nick,
No.
but I don't see it. I don't know.
As far as want it, yeah, I don't want that match
yeah.
at Mania, but it's what I think is going to happen. And especially, you look at Cody's part of the Saturday Night's main event thing, and then his part of the Punk promo.
Monday.
Those felt very...
They did.
Like he's starting to be a heel.
The pressure
so you
is
start
on.
that there so that he's the heel against Cena at Mania. Because obviously Cena's going to be the face at Mania. Because they're not going to turn him heel in his last year. They didn't do it when he was in his fucking prime. They're not going to do it this last year.
Yeah. I don't think the difference between
And
this... Yeah.
I also think Cena's going to draw more of a casual audience than CM Punk is.
I don't know.
He's a fucking mainstream star. Punk isn't. Punk will draw the lapsed wrestling fans to come back.
Is it
I don't know, because...
Cena will draw people who know him from the Fast and the Furious movies. To
Is
be like,
it
oh shit, this guy, I'm
crazy
gonna
to
watch him.
think that, and I could be completely off base here and just giving way too much credit to where we are. Is it crazy to think that with Saturday Night main events, with the business where it is with Netflix, that they don't need that at Mania? Even though it's Mania, it's Mania. It's so. But like, am I too crazy to think that they're in such a good place that they don't need that?
They don't need it, but they always want it.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Need and want are two very different things, and they want the mainstream, but they don't
gives
need
me
it.
hope, man. Trips gives me hope. I know he's only one guy in the
That's-
cog of this machine, and it is a machine, especially when it comes to Mania, but fuck, I hope not, man. I really hope not.
The only reason why I also think that is look at how involved The Rock was last year.
Yeah.
They didn't need The Rock last year based on where they are numbers
that
wise,
was
but
well,
he's a
that was
mainstream
the Rock.
draw.
That was the Rock putting himself in.
Oh, I agree,
So
man,
that,
but-
that wasn't a Triple H or a creative thing.
I
That was
get
the Rock
that, but
being
I'm
the
also
Rock.
saying like nobody said no to that.
Yeah.
Like
Can
they
we
were
just-
like
can we
because
get-
they looked at it as mainstream appeal.
Is it possible to get Rock and Cena at Mania?
Thrice in a lifetime.
Is that possible?
That dude, I would rather have.
I would rather have that.
I would rather have
for
that.
the fucking People's Championship.
dude.
You know,
For the
like,
belt he's been carrying around from
and fucking
Muhammad
Cena
Ali's
can even
mom.
bring the spinner back. I don't give a
wife.
fuck how you sell it, but like,
Yeah.
I'd rather see that than Cena in the main event winning the belt,
Nobody-
or even not winning the belt. And I don't think that would happen if he's in the main event. But like, yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like again, I agree with you, Mike, and to you what you want, nigga. I think it would be a bit of a slap in the face to where the fuck the product is.
Nobody
in
would want that.
2025. I think it is a bit
I
of
think more
undermining.
people would want it than you think.
Completely disagree.
I think a lot of people would want. Absolutely,
No,
I think a lot of
I-
people want it, but I don't.
I couldn't disagree more. Could
also
not disagree more.
think back to Cena's promo from the first Raw on Netflix. That was very much like, I'm going for this thing in my last year, and I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when.
But I don't know
And
what
Cena's
else.
not going for the world title. Like he's going.
Cena
for the top
hasn't showed
one.
up since. And now, if you're CM Punk, right, and you're Seth Rollins, you're all these dudes who have been full time, right, and you're doing, the business and the company is in a place that it has never been before. You're red hot. The storylines are red hot, and you have Cody who could genuinely fight 5 or 6 different people who are full time, and it makes sense to me. And the majority of people that go to WrestleMania, even though I know they care more so about the people watching at home, but I don't even think that matters so much anymore. Like Flaney said, I think that it would be stupid to just have like Cena all of a sudden, who hasn't wrestled a match. What was the last match?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's
I don't
been a while.
remember.
This isn't
Was
like a
it Solo
Cena
against
versus
Solo?
Rock.
Was that his last match
Probably,
against
yeah.
Solo?
When you had twice in a
2 years
lifetime, WWE was in the worst place it was ever
Right,
been.
yeah.
So you needed that.
Now it's
you know?
arguably the best.
Yeah.
but-
Here's my one pushback to you: how often did Roman Reigns show up? That motherfucker was champion for 1,300 days.
No, it's true, but that's
But
also
he's
like
different point in his career. I
Yeah,
think too.
I'm
I
just
think
saying
that's
though,
the,
like they don't.
Yeah.
How often did Brock Lesnar show up when they put
you
the
don't
title
need
on
to
him?
validate it, but
And I'm not saying Cena's going to be champion for the whole year. He'll probably drop it like the next
2
month.
weeks, yeah.
yeah, Goldberg, but like
But that's why I think, I think the other part is like we know he's going to drop it rather quickly.
Right.
That's why I think you don't do it on
I
Mania
could
either.
also
I think
see-
you
I
do
may-
it on a smaller show.
But I could also see you do the callback of Cena wins it at Mania. He drops it to Punk at Money in the Bank. Call back to their 2011 match.
Yeah.
But that's
And that's
super.
where
That's
Punk
a
then
deep
gets
cut.
the title.
See, that's where it's a deep cut. That
I don't think that's that deep of a cut.
Yeah.
All wrestling fans fucking talk
Punk
about that
always
match all
brings
the
that
time.
Yeah, but
matchup
now
too as
Punk
one-
brings
as
it up,
yeah,
yeah.
but,
one of
here,
his
but
best
here's now
matches.
you're contradicting yourself because now you're saying they're catering to the mainstream by putting the belt on Cena at Mania.
For Mania, absolutely.
But now they're gonna,
And this is how they bring it
and
back.
then that's how they
Exactly.
bring it back. Is that Money in the Bank? I don't know. I think that's. I mean, to me, that's no. That's too
You're
deep.
going to do the mainstream thing for Mania because that's your big show, and then you have the whole rest of the year where you know casuals aren't sticking around, so you have to do other things. You have to get the title off of them somehow. So yeah, you do the callback to
Yeah,
Punk.
but if they were to do the
You
mainstream,
cater to your
Get
wrestling
the
fans at
logic.
that point.
here's another counterpoint. If they were doing the mainstream thing for Mania last year, we would have got Rock versus Roman.
Which we were supposed to get originally till the fans
and I
fucking
think
shit
that's,
on that.
But that's what would happen again.
I
I
don't
think
think
that's
it
what
would.
gives me hope of like if you're gonna bunk the system, yeah, like you did it last year, but it was also more like fan,
They
and now
also-
it's like get it right without the fans having to chime in.
They also did it in a worse way last year. I think if you have The Rock actually win the Rumble instead of Cody win the Rumble, the fans don't shit on that, and we get Rock versus Roman last year. We don't get Cody versus Roman. It's because Cody already won the Rumble, and then gives it up, that's where people are like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
But I think it's like you can't undo the way it happened, and I think knowing what we know now a year later, I think I'd love to think this about Trips, that's firmly like ingrained, burned at the front of his brain, like, no, we can't slight the fans, we can't backhanded compliment the fan, we can't disrespect the fans, and that's what. And again, like, your logic is 100% there. I completely see it, but I'm just really, really hoping that they're not going to do this year because they don't need to. Nor do I think they should. And I think to your point, Mike, like when Punk came back, so many people were so fucking upset because like this fucking asshole hasn't been here. Now he's walking in and they're going to hand him the world. And I get that the temperature with Cena is totally different than Punk, but I could see a lot of people being like, "Yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? Like this could have easily been my chance and my moment."
Same old shit.
And it's the same shit. It's a different regime, but it's the same move that the old regime would have made. So I get the logic, and I 100% see it, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. But I'm just really giving them a lot more. My expectations are a lot higher that they're not going to do that.
I think fans maybe would push back on the Cena thing. I don't think any of the wrestlers would because of how respected Cena is. It's much different than even like when Brock would come in as a part-time champion. Like they didn't push back on Roman being a part-time champion because they respected what Roman was doing. They respected where he was in the standing, and I think they have that same level of respect for Cena, that especially if they know it's going to be a short-term thing, they'd be fine with it.
But Roman also came back from cancer and then began this storyline during the pandemic when there was nothing. I mean, it was also not in a great place.
Oh, right.
The Bloodline storyline also brought in a ton of people that were not very much involved. So there's a difference between Roman Reigns being a part of the show every week, but not necessarily physically there, whereas John Cena is filming, fucking The Bear and other movies and all this shit and promoting an OnlyFans
that was great.
And showing up in WWE once a year maybe, and then popping up on the Netflix show and being like, hey, this is my last year, I'm gonna do all this shit. I also think, and I want to give John Cena credit here because I also think that he's somebody that definitely respects the business. Who did he lose to at Mania? Did he lose to fucking Austin?
No, Austin Theory. Yeah,
he lost to Austin Theory. Come on, I mean, you want to talk about a guy that respects the business?
Atlanta's favorite son.
But please, I mean, name somebody in the previous generations of his. Talk about Mount Rushmore.
And that's why, like, and I think that's maybe to some of your point a bit, like the boys do love him in a different way because he gets it. But I think because he gets it, he might even be the person to be like, no, we're not doing this. Like, no,
he doesn't need a Mania moment.
Deserves more than this moment for me. Right. Even though it still would be a huge moment for 17-time champ. You are now the fucking most historic, story champion of all time. But I think you can do it in another place because it's seen it. Like, say they do a pay-per-view leading up to Survivor Series, SummerSlam, whatever, in Boston, right? And it's like, this is the moment. Maybe that's CM Punk. Maybe CM Punk has the belt and he beats CM Punk for the belt. I don't know. But like, you could do so many other things in this year that I think could make sense. What's that?
SummerSlam's at MetLife.
Yeah. Like, I think there's other ways and other things you can do. It's 2-night MetLife this year. So, like, I think the options are there.
Here's where I push back a little bit. Imagine if Cody beat Roman and it wasn't at Mania. Think of how much of, like, a anticlimactic thing that would feel that title reign ended somewhere other than Mania.
But you built it for 2 years.
But I'm saying that's how Cena winning it for the 7th time, I think, would come across. It wouldn't feel as big as if he did it somewhere other than Mania.
When did Ric Flair win his 16th? What event was
Mania
it?
Wasn't what it is now back then.
Well,
wrestling in general wasn't what it is.
Last night of Nitro.
Now. I mean, it probably was, yeah.
No, he lost to Sting that night.
But not the last. I mean, he probably did win it on a Nitro, yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't remember.
That's like wrestling was completely different back then, though. I mean, think of Austin used to win the title on Raws all the time. Yep. Like, it was a different atmosphere back then compared to what it is now.
Yeah, but I think...
God, I love that atmosphere.
But also, here's the other thing. If that's like your thought process, that's way too predictable.
Oh, I agree. 100% agree.
But I also don't think that they want that. Like, I don't think that they want people. When you got what you got last year, where you literally had them calling audibles, on the fly and flipping this whole story, and then you got the 2 nights with the Bloodline rules night 1. I'm sorry, you got the tag match night 1, the Bloodline rules, and it was fucking awesome. But it was all built around a story that you were telling for 2 years.
Right.
So there's all of a sudden John Cena comes back. I agree. He might have some big moments in the Rumble, right? But when you have all those other guys, the only thing that I could possibly see happening is all those guys screwing each other over, where then they fucking take each other over the top rope. CM Punk's dead set and getting Roman out, and Drew is going to be coming after Rollins. So maybe they all go over the top rope at the same time. I don't fucking know. But other than that, like, you can't sell Sami Zayn. Dude, there's so many people that deserve to win that Rumble more than John Cena.
And I think that is the way to do it, where, like, whoever that final 4 or 5 is, and we talked a little bit about it last week, is like whoever throws Cena out, that's now a build, and that's why I think it could be potentially
but
a
that
Punk.
just
He
feels like
gets
such
belt.
a last minute thing.
No, but here's
because that's my other thing. Everybody else that you mentioned already has pre-built stories that they could do besides a world title. Cena doesn't have anything that feels like you could start in enough time to make it feel like it's Mania worthy, other than win the Rumble and fight for the title.
Here's how he does it. I'm going to tell you how he does it. He wins Money in the Bank, and he cashes in, because that's the only way you get him to believe it. Unless he becomes full-time, you have way too many stories that you've been building for over a year. Real, genuine heat between some of these guys. To all of a sudden just throw Cena in the mix. I don't think the business is there anymore, and I don't think that Cena wants it to be. I think Cena, if you want to give him that 17 title, have him win Money in the Bank. He can cash in on a fucking, a PLE, a Raw. It doesn't really matter. I don't think that he's back to just win that. I think he wants to get his last shit in and then get out.
But he's also said he's back. Like, he's not going to be part-time this year. I think you're looking at, like,
it's been a month since we've seen him. The first Raw was January 6th.
I think is it Rumble the kickoff, where I think he's going to be on at least 2 shows a month.
Right.
I think at least every other week, I think, is what we're going to get him. We're getting him, I think they said anywhere between 2 to 4 dates a month, which that surprised me too when I read, and I just read that like a week ago. I didn't even realize that at first. So that gives me hope, but then I think that also gives me more of a reason, like you have time to build something with him where it doesn't need to happen right now. And I think Cena is a perfect person of, like, not you can throw something together at Mania, but you can with John fucking Cena. You can, because he's John fucking Cena.
But it still needs to feel big. So unless you have him fight somebody that he's unless you do, like,
Cena versus Kai Cenat and Speed.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Unless you do somebody who already has, like, established stuff with, like, for just an example, I definitely don't think this is going to happen. But you do, like, him and Punk. Like, I don't know what other thing you can do besides the world title that feels Mania worthy with Cena.
Punk is fighting for the world title at WrestleMania.
I don't think he is.
In the second night main event.
Would you buy
he's
into
main eventing? But I think it's against Roman. I don't think
Would you
it's
buy
for a title.
into, and I'm just spitballing here because he was the first person at the top of my brain, Jacob Fatu. Would you buy into Jacob Fatu versus John Cena at Mania
100%.
if we see the rub this weekend at the Royal Rumble and it sets it up? And it could be, I don't know how you build it, right? There's got to be something behind, but, like, I would tune in for that. I would watch that story
love
unfold.
that.
I think that would be cool as hell, right? And that's kind of like a random one-off offshoot storyline that you just kind of threw together, but it kind of makes sense. You have this established star, 16 titles, a person who fucking could have that same career. Like, I think people would enjoy that. And I think there's a couple of things like that you could put together.
I would love that, but the problem then is like, what do you do with Solo then? Because I think Solo and Fatu is going to be the Mania match.
Vince is stretching Trish out in the ring again.
That's not the first time.
That's not the first time. Trish is still in there, by the way. She survived halfway through.
She was top 4.
She was first four in, and she's still in there in the corner. Shout out to Trish. We got Mick.
Shout out to women.
Shout out to Deborah McMichael. Shout out to Mongo, man. All right. Did Mongo pass?
I think he did.
I don't know if did he. I know he's been
don't
like
know
in
that
the
he
No, I
did.
think he did.
Because I remember, like, they did, like, his Hall of Fame thing and they went to his, like, his bedside in hospice. So
I know he's been
I don't
really
want to
sick,
speak
but I don't
if
know
he
if
did.
Yeah, he had
Never knows,
ALS,
but-
didn't he?
Yeah,
I think he did.
Shout out to Mongo either way.
100% agree.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, the Cena thing. We know we're.
Yeah, it could go a lot of ways, and I think we don't know where it's going to go. I think your logic is it's real, Nick, and I don't disagree with the logic, but I'm just really, really hoping and putting a lot of stock in the last year that they learned we can go a different way, and the people are going to love it and get behind it, and the business is the business, and it's such a good place that we really need to go out of way to fuck it up. I'm really hoping that wins out, but I guess we'll see.
I hope more than anything that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I hope we get to come back here next week and you guys can throw it in my face that I was wrong. It feels to me like that's how it's going to be. I don't want it. I don't want Cena to win the title at Mania. It just feels like that's the one that makes the most sense for him right now.
Well, let's go through some of the other people that could potentially win this thing. I mean, you have everybody that's been in the main event in the last 2 years, basically, that are not champions right now that are in it.
Yeah.
And obviously not the ones that are fighting, like Kevin Owens and is Gunther defending on Royal Rumble? No, because he just did it last week in the main event.
The only matches are the 2 Rumbles,
The ladder match,
2 out of 3 falls,
DIY, and
I've shit on it for months, but they're finally putting tag titles on a PLE.
What?
I know.
2 out of 3 falls.
Should be a killer match.
I think it's
too,
going to be pretty good. 2 out of 3 falls. Yeah.
DIY versus Motor City.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's going to be
that's
good.
gonna be
It's
sick.
going to be a nice, good, fun, technical match with some really
Some,
great spots.
It's gonna have very
They got
indie
great
vibes.
I was gonna say,
chemistry.
some indie
Yes,
darlings
it is.
there.
It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be fun in that sense.
That's
But do you guys think? Do you think we see Kevin Owens in the Rumble as well?
maybe.
I think we do.
It depends.
I don't think so.
I think he also ends up in the Rumble because I think we're all consensus he's not going to win.
It's also going to depend on what Rumble goes first.
I think the men's close. I think there's just
More
too
than
many
likely?
big names. They got to close.
Yeah,
I think they have to close.
But
They opened last year.
Yes, and I think that's also part of the reason why I think they close.
Did they open last year?
I think they did.
Now I can't remember.
Cody won.
Cody won it
No,
last year.
2023.
Yeah, okay,
That's
yeah,
what
no,
I was
because
thinking.
Cody finished.
Because Cody ended pointing at
Bailey opened. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bailey
Oh,
opened.
pointing at Roman.
Ended pointing at Roman.
That's
Yep,
right.
up in the box.
His first win, I think, was the
Yeah,
open.
there's too many people in that men's rumble to not.
That's what I'm thinking. Because again, I'm
And that's
thinking of that
the
final
other
four,
thing.
that final five: Seth,
But-
Roman, Cena.
There's also too
Punk.
many men to justify putting Owens in it, in my opinion.
I don't think so. He's
maybe.
fucking.
I mean, who do you bump for him?
Anybody outside of like maybe 10 people, I'd bump for him.
The order of the show is going to be interesting.
Because I also think he can be in the midst of so many other storylines.
Oh, I agree.
Like he can be that antagonist.
I-
Like he can also set up.
So we're
especially if he's done with Cody, I think you put him in that, and that can set up wherever he goes next.
So I could see him
after Cody.
appearing at the Rumble, but not being an official entrant.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I think I think it makes sense.
Like they
I
could
have
do
a
that thing
feeling,
where he tries to come out and they stop him, but then he sneaks by and eliminates somebody.
Or he screws somebody over.
Right.
He
I guess
start
doing
he's
that.
definitely
Maybe he screws over John Cena.
Maybe he screws over Sami Zayn for not helping him.
I
in the
think
title match.
that's the way
That
that's
too?
going to go. Yeah, I think that's the way it's going to go. But if he's going to make an appearance, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he's an entrant. But he's going to play a factor.
Yeah.
I think I definitely consensus. I think he plays a factor.
So Cody and Owens are opening Rumble is what we're agreeing because they're not putting them in the middle.
No, I think
they are.
I think Women's Rumble probably opens. The two matches close with the Men's
Yeah,
Rumble. I think, they're gonna
I think
space
that
the
ladder
Rumbles out
match
as
is
much
going to be
as
right
possible.
before the Rumble.
Yeah, I was
'Cause
thinking.
Yeah, I think we go
close
women,
together.
tag, ladder, men.
I was
think that
thinking.
order too,
I was
probably.
thinking Cody, women, tag, men.
That's too close for the Rumble. You're going to get burnout on
Yeah.
people in that, I think. I think you got space, especially with only 4 total
Yes.
matches. I think you got space those
On the
out as much as
surface, I wouldn't
possible.
mind that because starting with that would be fucking fire.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just think because 2 Rumbles, I think you have to, and they have.
I just have
Right.
never
Every year
seen a
it's been,
title
you
match.
Start with a Rumble, end with a Rumble.
But
or
I've
end with
never
Rumble.
seen a title match in the middle of a PLE.
Yeah.
They
never
do it
seen
all
it.
the time at a Rumble. It would always be right before the
Right,
Rumble.
and that's why I
Any
think it's
title
I
match
think
is
it's
always
because
right before
I
the
think it's
Rumble.
because only 4 matches now it feels closer. I think when there was like 7 or 8 and that was the 7th, it felt more. It
Right.
felt bigger. And do we think we get a 5th match on
Maybe.
SmackDown?
If they announce a 5th match, then I think you're right. But if it is just going to be the 4, I think you starting in on Rumble.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think, what would that 5th match be?
Right.
Wouldn't be an
A US
IC,
title match?
Wouldn't be IC. We just saw that.
Right.
Maybe US.
But I don't even know. Is Shinsuke even really been feuding with anybody?
No, he hasn't.
So, like, that would just
really
be a super
nothing
thrown
there.
together match.
Lyra is in the Rumble.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's not
So that's
defending
what I
her
was thinking, like,
title.
a woman in,
Chelsea
like-
Green.
And that's no shade to Chelsea Green. I don't think they would do that.
No.
There's also nothing there yet.
Yeah.
There's nothing there for her to.
No. You can
And
give me
she'll
O-
definitely be
you
in
can
the
give me
Rumble 'cause
open
that's a great
trick.
comedy spot.
Give me open trick. I know they're gonna fight, but
Yeah.
like, give me that on the Rumble. I know that's not gonna happen.
They're gonna
be in the Rumble,
Both of them are
probably,
gonna
yeah.
be in the Rumble, but
Oh, for
fuck,
sure.
give me that. I'll take that all day.
Definitely Trick. Probably Oba as well.
I
but
think both. Yeah, I think
definitely
both. I think both.
So the other people we have in there: Roman,
Trick. Yep. Punk.
Jay.
Punk,
Jay.
Jay.
I don't see Drew winning it. I don't think he's at that. He'll get to that spot again soon. I don't think he's at that spot right now.
Well, you essentially have
He's like that half step below it.
Yeah.
Jay is still dead set on Gunther.
That's why I
he
can
keeps
see him
talking.
winning.
He keeps talking about how I can beat him.
Right.
Even though he only said like 3 words, he was very out of breath.
Yeah.
You guys notice that?
Yeah.
He was very out of breath.
Oh, he's been
Lengthy
hanging out.
ass
He's been hanging
fucking
out with
I know.
Travis
intro.
Scott.
In Quavo. He
Hanging
came
out,
out with
I was
Quavo.
gonna say,
They
he's
were-
been hanging out with some guys. He's
Also,
you know.
also, we had like a 10-minute
Yeah, it was-
intro.
it was-
that
it
was
was
I
fucking
genuinely,
long. It
It
was.
was going. I was like, was I supposed to get an ad here?
But I
Like,
love.
I
Yeah.
totally had that thought.
And I love. I mean, I didn't think that entrance could get any better, but the fact that he now finds a little guy in the crowd or a
Yes.
little girl and
Yes.
does it, like the fucking looks on their faces, and then when he walks away and the way they just like are stuck and their parents or family are just so happy, it's so fucking awesome, man.
So
Yeah,
good.
it's
He gets
core
it.
memories
He
developed
gets
every
it.
week. It's so cool, man. It's so fucking cool.
So you got Gunther, Drew, and Seth. I think are pretty much set on
Do you mean-
Gunther.
Jay, you said Gunther there.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jay. Yes, I'm sorry, Jay.
Jay, Drew,
Seth. Maybe Sammy, or would probably if they were to win the Rumble, I think would go after Gunther.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of where I have my head at.
If by some miracle Drew wins, I could see him going after Cody because of the whole Cody siding with Roman thing.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's an easy one.
But also, there's still the part of him that wants his title back that he felt like he shouldn't have lost after he won it last year's Mania.
And then after Monday's promo, Seth for sure, if he wins, challenges Gunther.
100%.
How do you not after that promo? That'd be weird.
Exactly. So that's that. And then for the WWE Championship side against Cody, granted, with him retaining at the Rumble,
Right.
Punk, Roman,
Cena. It's kind of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like whoever's going to challenge Cody is going to be who wins the Rumble. I don't think they're going to do
that.
Yeah,
I agree. I don't think it's going to be the
So I feel like those are your three options
it's
really
Cody's
for who's
belt,
going to win.
sure.
I definitely don't see it being Roman just because I don't see them doing 3 years in a row of that.
We could get Roman, Jacob Fatu. But
That's
then
possible.
again, I would love that. I think that's
still.
But I think that maybe they save that. Because that could be a main event.
Do we have to
be next year?
That could be next year. Jacob Fatu is your heel champion.
Yes.
Right.
Do we
or
need
takes
to
the title off of a face Roman.
Yeah.
That got it back somehow.
That would
be sick.
Either way,
when was the last time? Because Roman wasn't really a heel when he beat Cody. Technically, I guess he was.
At 39?
Yeah.
He was absolutely a heel.
He was.
They were the biggest heels in the company. The Bloodline were the biggest heels.
I know,
And
but
it's
he was so over.
We loved him. Yeah, we
Over
loved
and
him,
heels are
but-
two
yeah,
things.
Yeah,
two
no,
different
okay,
things.
yes.
He was a heel.
On a
Kevin
technical-
Owens is
100%.
a heel, but we fucking love
Yeah,
him.
technical terms,
I
he
mean,
was
Austin
the heel.
was fucking. Even when Austin was a heel, we still loved him. Like
Yeah.
he was just. Certain people
Austin's
kind of
more of a gray area.
transcendent. Yes, yeah.
Roman was absolutely the heel. But we just all loved him because he was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So fucking good. It's the best storyline ever.
Right.
So we agree it's not going to be Roman. That would be weird. I think it would be. He doesn't need it.
Right.
So I think we're between what Punk and
Cena.
Cena. That's probably where we're
I
at
think
right
it's
now.
more likely Cena than Punk.
Because Rollins, Drew, Gunther, Jay, they can figure that out in a different way without the
Yeah,
Rumble.
that's what the Elimination Chamber's for.
There
Is
you
there
go,
any
yeah.
way? Because I agree that no one's going to go after Gunther's belt. Is there any way?
Gunther enters and wins.
Imagine.
That'd be
And
And then
fucking
United
hilarious.
I would love
be
that.
It's not gonna
hilarious
happen,
and
but that would be
amazing.
incredible.
But is there any way Gunther loses the belt between now and Mania?
Absolutely
Is there
not.
any fucking? Is there like a Saturday Night Main? Is there anything that could come up where it's
Elimination Chamber
possible
and then
to where it gets on
Fastlane?
somebody else that it makes sense?
I don't even think I think Elimination
they got
Chamber
rid of
then
it.
just Mania, I think,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
Because that's
With
the
probably a
only.
Saturday night's
That's
main
the
event
only
in
way I
between
think
somewhere.
it's plausible that someone goes after that belt. I don't.
Right.
Otherwise,
I think
don't
it's going to
see
be
it.
whoever
Otherwise,
wins the
I don't see
Elimination
it.
Chamber. The Royal Rumble winner will challenge Cody,
Yeah.
and then they'll do at the Elimination Chamber, whoever wins this faces Gunther and Mania.
Elimination Chamber will be a banger too.
Oh, I
'cause
agree.
You're gonna have those guys we mentioned in there. Maybe Cena if he doesn't win the Rumble.
Yeah, I think
Maybe.
Cena's in it.
Maybe,
he's
but
in
if
it.
he,
I think
If he
just
wins
makes
the
an
Rumble,
appearance.
no, but I think he-
I think
yeah.
we get him to make an appearance, cut a promo on Cody about how he's going to beat him at Mania.
If he wins it, yes.
know.
If he doesn't win it, I think he's in it.
I don't think he's in it
any
regardless.
credence in Randy Orton coming back and winning?
no.
No, I think Orton's back soon, but I think it's him and Owens at Mania.
Okay.
Actually, I could see him coming back in
Because
the
I
Rumble.
think he comes back in the
That's
Rumble. I
maybe
do
who-
think he comes
who
back in the
Owens-
Rumble.
Yeah, I didn't even think
I
of
am
that.
sold on him coming back in the Rumble. I don't think he's going to win it, but I'm like, it's another name in the mix.
Yeah.
Who can just murky the fucking waters.
Fuck it, let's really show this new merger. Joe Hendry wins the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Joe Hendry.
Listen,
yeah.
And they merged the
I was
WWE
thinking
and
this.
TNA
I'm glad
titles.
you said this because it just reminded me. What if John Cena's 17th World Championship victory is the TNA?
Not a
World?
fucking chance in hell.
What?
For the chaos
Would that
of it,
not be the best swerve ever?
I want it so badly.
His 17th is beating Joe Hendry on
not a
fucking TNA.
fucking
Oh my
chance in
god,
hell.
the fucking wrestling world would be flipped upside down.
That
And
would-
what better way than Cena to fucking tip the cap one more time? That
That-
would be fucking amazing.
I would love that
It would piss
so much.
Imagine
Yes.
Ric Flair would be fucking livid.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it'd be so good.
Here's the only reason why it won't happen. I don't think they actually classify a TNA championship as a world
I
title.
don't think so either. But
So
that-
technically, if you're TNA champion,
that
you're
would
technically
be
not
so
actually
fucking
officially a
good.
world champion.
Yeah.
I don't
That
know,
makes sense.
It's
In
just
the merger-
it's the two. I think.
Same thing with NXT. I don't think
Right,
they
yeah, I don't
NXT
think
it's
either.
Goldie.
Yeah.
I think it's the two in WWE. It's the AEW title, and I think it's just IWGP, and I think it's just those four. There could be another one I'm forgetting,
fair.
but I think if you win one of those four, you're considered a world champion, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, everything else is. I mean, that
It's
makes
just,
sense.
it's just
fair.
the,
Yeah, it's fair
everything else is just the company's top title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
That makes sense. That makes sense to me.
'Cause otherwise, he'd go to NXT and win it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really,
but the
really,
TNA would be
really
like-
teach those young
and again-
kids a lesson and be like, hey.
But that's why I'm
the
like, it's
champ now.
very much a like olive branch, and like we were talking about, like I want to leave the business in a better place. I'm gonna now give TNA the greatest rub TNA's ever fucking gotten.
No, the
Yeah,
person to take
but-
it from Joe Hendry is going to be AJ Styles.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would love that.
That'd be
Have
sick
that
as
at
hell.
Mania.
But then AJ Styles can drop him down.
Have AJ Styles, Joe Hendry for the TNA title at Mania.
Fuck
That
yeah.
would
That would be
fucking
lit.
Because I think he's
Banger.
returning at the Rumble.
AJ Styles.
That'd be
Oh,
cool.
fake.
Because there's rumors that
Another
like
pop.
he's in Indianapolis to get tested to make sure he's cleared, and then once he's cleared, they're going to put him in the Rumble.
Yeah,
allegedly.
I would love that and have him defend the TNA title on some PLEs and stuff like that for the year. Just give him a nice,
Clash
good
in
run.
Paris, since that's going to be a thing now.
Because it's Clash at Paris. That was announced.
Since he was over as fucking Paris.
That song, I don't know, I forgot the name of it, but it was incredible.
It makes so much sense, and it's clearly no fucking coincidence that they waited to put the belt on him until they announced this partnership. Because we talked about it a couple
they were showing
years
his
ago.
picture.
He could have been the guy, and now in hindsight, we know why they kind of held off a little bit.
Realistically, they still probably should have put it on him when he was more
over.
When he was on NXT
but
every week.
It's also super TNA to wait too long to put a title on somebody, so that kind of checks out.
Yeah. But dude, that'd be sick to have the TNA, because think about it, AEW, like they have titles from other promotions being defended at their pay-per-views and stuff. So, I mean, if you announce this merger, have them defend some titles in your biggest shows.
What is TNA going to say? No.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
The biggest showcase your title would ever get.
And why wouldn't WWE want that?
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Like this is now your company. You're building up.
That's
Essentially,
sick. That's a good idea.
Makes so much sense.
The only thing that could maybe put the reason behind not having that is I think the merger was specifically announced as NXT
and TNA. Yeah.
Fuck that.
But I agree 100%.
Fuck that. Shawn Michaels comes and say trips.
Yeah.
Just fucking give me AJ Styles
what we're
as
doing.
TNA champion.
So maybe it would be at like the NXT show that
it'd be a stand and deliver.
Yeah.
But not do it at Mania.
Yeah,
do it.
So much more
at
sense.
Mania, man. Especially with 2 days.
Right?
You can do it. You
That'd
can
be fucking
do
sick.
it. But I could also see them maybe easing in with like a 2-day SummerSlam, putting it on that, seeing how it goes, and maybe thinking about that for next year. Like
But you put AJ Styles in. I mean,
AJ Styles wins it at SummerSlam, drops it to some TNA star at the next year's Mania. Mania 42, TNA drops it back. I mean, AJ drops it back to an actual TNA guy.
Cool.
Nick Nemeth.
Nick Nemeth.
Yeah,
I was going to say that.
I know. Like,
He finally gets his moment in
oh
WWE.
my god.
It just happens to be while he's a TNA wrestler.
That's
But that's what I was thinking. I was like, he dropped it. Now this comes out. He's up like, yo, WWE still sticking it to me. What the fuck?
If they're gonna put Nick Nemeth on WrestleMania, they have to have him face the new Dolph Ziggler. It'd be Nick Nemeth versus Finn Balor.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be Ryan Nemeth was just gonna adopt the Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. They have a
That's another
comedy.
one.
Finn Balor is
Finn
basically this
gonna be
area.
in the Rumble? We haven't seen him in a bit. He's been
Right.
MIA the last few weeks. He come back as the Demon. Even
would
just
be
that. I'll pop.
dope.
He doesn't need to win anything, but I'll pop like crazy if he comes out like Demon.
That reminds me, shout out to JD McDonough.
Yes.
Yo,
That was,
God
I watched it
bless
live
you,
and I
man.
thought, dude, I thought he was
I-
dead. Like I thought, because even when he got back in the ring, like he was like
he
hunched over.
He couldn't move.
And he was out on his feet, dude.
So out of it.
And I know the War Raiders didn't necessarily know what was happening. Like maybe they didn't see the bump and couldn't. And apparently the ref
Yeah.
gave him the okay.
I don't know how.
But some of those bumps afterwards and the super kicks to the
Directly
back
to
of the
the
head,
head,
bro.
like,
I'm like, what the
That fucking
fuck?
knee
The knee to the back of the
head.
head.
Yeah.
And that's not an average size knee
No.
that man
That
has.
is a
That was
head-sized
fucking
knee.
insane.
And then he did a moonsault, and I'm
Yeah.
like, bruh, yo, dude,
Nah.
relax.
There's no way, and you sent the tweet. He collapsed. Literally, his legs are hanging out on the ramp.
Yep.
That's as far as he can make it. And like, yeah, kudos to him. That was one of the nastiest fucking bumps. The way his head snapped.
Yeah.
But then the
Whiplash.
crazy part was, I guess the ribs just broke landing on Ivar.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
it's
no,
it
so
seems
when he
like
snaps his neck, you can see his back like
Yeah.
slams
Oh,
into
yeah.
the...
Oh, but they showed us, and could probably, but they showed a slow-mo when he landed on Ivar just for the moonsault, like his ribs landed right at the base
True.
of his shoulder. So, like, oh my God. Like, the fact that he wasn't not only unconscious, but fucking didn't have the craziest gash in the back of his head, there's no way that match should have continued.
No.
Well, his
There's
head doesn't
no
actually
way.
really hit. It catches
It
mostly
snaps.
his shoulder blades. It was his head just, he got so much whiplash.
And I wonder if
and it
these
just
new
snapped
tables
back.
made that better or worse.
right.
And they're too close.
They are very
Dude,
close.
fucking,
yeah.
are they closer? It felt like they were
I
right
think it's
on-
just because
Yeah.
it's bigger.
It's
The fucking
huge.
tables are insane. They look like a spaceship.
yeah,
they're
they're probably
massive.
the same. Like the actual where they sit is the same,
Same,
distance,
it's
but
just
now the
the
tables
bigger
are so much
table.
bigger. That
But
you
I
can
wonder, I
knock
was
down.
thinking that, I'm like, the height of the table, the width of the table, the materials on the table, I wonder if that even really saved him from something more catastrophic or made it worse than it might have been otherwise. But in my head, the whole time, especially after seeing the tweet of him collapsing, like, that match should have ended.
Yeah.
It should have. Like,
But-
we're at a place right now in wrestling where they could have figured out another finish and went home. They obviously weren't going to win the belts. We knew how that was going to happen.
Right.
So there was some sort of lack of communication, whether it was to the ref, to the War Raiders, or something was missing there where, like, he should have been protected better.
I also wonder if he didn't know he was as bad as he was till he got to
But
the
that-
back. 'Cause
but that
adrenaline
shouldn't be his
kicks in.
call.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
That's
agree.
just like,
But
NFL, the other doctor and everything. Someone should have made that call.
The only reason why it's harder to diagnose with that is because it's not a concussion. It's a punctured
Yeah.
lung. And, like, how do you diagnose
100%.
that just
But
looking at it?
I think he probably had a concussion too.
As far as everything I've
like, I
heard,
know
he
it
didn't.
wasn't diagnosed, but like that man was.
Yeah,
the
the
whole
way-
match. Like there was a few times like later in the match he's on the apron and I'm like, that guy's not with us.
Yeah,
I
He's
think he
not
was just
with
trying to
us.
catch his breath.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's-
it's puncture your lung.
Yeah,
You can't
oh
breathe.
God.
And Dom tagged himself in almost right away,
Yes.
and then like 5 seconds later, JD tagged himself back in.
yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? And they
And
weren't
like,
really even.
kudos to him, man. The man's a fucking soldier.
Soldier, that's
but-
insane. That's crazy. That
And
was,
also, I couldn't fucking pat with the comments of just his head.
His
saying,
head,
yeah,
the
he's
size
like,
of his
well,
head,
you know, his
yeah.
head
And he might
saved
be
him.
right.
And I know he's probably
Like-
fucking right. I'm trying not to laugh, but I was like, hey, it seems okay. And obviously, we didn't know about the punctured lung at the
Right.
time. But I was like, that's fucking
got a
hilarious.
big-ass head,
It's
man.
so
Yeah.
good. It was perfect
It was,
timing
yeah.
for the comedic relief. But no, it was bad. It made me actually think of Chris Sims when he fucking
Yeah.
in the game. Was it a punctured lung or something where like he didn't even know what it was. After the game, he just thought he needed regular treatment. Then he just happened to almost die.
Yeah.
Like a couple hours.
They
later.
literally, I think, if they said if they didn't have like an MRI machine in
Oh, it was a spleen.
In the
wasn't it?
stadium,
spleen rupture.
Yeah,
Spleen
spleen
rupture.
if
rupture.
they didn't
and,
have an
like,
MRI machine in the stadium, he
he
probably
would have
would
went home and died
Yeah.
because he wouldn't have even.
That's
known
why
the
when you have
difference.
mono, you can't do anything physical because your spleen is inflamed.
Right.
It's not protected by your rib cage, so if it bursts, you get hit. You could burst.
Damn, just from kissing some.
Just
dirty
from yeah.
broads.
Well, I had mono my first year of college,
I bet you
CCRI.
did.
Remember?
Well, actually, second year because I was playing soccer at CCRI. I played there my second year, and
I thought it was your first. Was it?
no, it was our second year because I didn't play our first year. I played the second year, and
Well, that's why I thought it was. I didn't think it happened when you were playing soccer.
no, it was because
Was
I
it?
got it from soccer.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
get it in the cool way, like making out with
No,
my
I
girl
know.
at the club or something. I got it because we
you guys
share
are a
water
really
bottles.
tight knit soccer team.
We share water bottles, the
yeah.
Gatorade
Oh, natural,
bottles.
natural.
So we were practicing one morning, and one of the kids on my team, very bright red hair, very pale white skin. All of us, it's summertime, preseason, whatever. We all have our shirts off. Dude just breaks out in hives. He's just covered in hives. He's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, if he's having an allergic reaction, he had mono. So now it's just a waiting game. Like, who's going to be the
Yeah,
assholes that get mono from the bottles, fucking whatever. It was me. I was the only other person on that team that got mono. And I was like, shit, I missed school for like a month. I missed
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, it's just
I
legit.
remember.
Like it
Yeah.
gets, obviously a bad rap and funny rap because of what most people. But it's like that shit fucks you up.
Yeah, dude. I was
Fucks
down
you
and
up.
I was the worst thing I ever had.
Like, I feel like you lose so much weight and you
my
just
lungs,
don't feel right.
not my lungs, my throat was so swollen and I couldn't even talk. Like you just physically drained. Shout out to don't get mono.
Yeah.
Just don't get it.
Kids.
I had to do our whole group project myself.
Yeah, which you would have probably done
I
anyways.
was
I
gonna
mean,
say,
probably,
I don't
yeah.
think that was mono.
No, I mean I knew that going into it.
Yeah.
It was just now he had a doctor's note.
But, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now I had a medical excuse. Before it was just I was just an idiot.
Crazy.
That was
Right.
no, that was my excuse. Was
No, I remember your test plans.
yep. Yeah, the notes that you took in class that I would sleep through and then be like, all right, Nick, we need to
We
get
would-
together.
Guy,
Our
what a guy.
study
You better be in
sessions-
the will one day, Nick.
I
Yeah.
think so too.
You gotta
well,
leave. You gotta leave the studio to him.
to be
Yeah.
fair, he gave me rides to school, so I guess like it balanced out.
Yeah, but I paid to go to school and then I only graduated because you took notes. So
I only got there because you drove me.
fair play.
It's like the modern day Legion of Doom.
Exactly,
It's
right.
just you take
It's the
care of the
handshake,
Steiners.
yeah.
You just take care of each other.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Women's Rumble.
That one I'm
I have
no idea.
No idea.
Same.
Yeah.
No clue where it's gonna go.
Charlotte Flair.
That's what I feel
Yeah.
like.
Charlotte, Carmella Flair is what I'm
Carmella
going
Flair,
with.
yeah.
I don't know who that woman is.
She's different. She looks
I do
different.
not know who that woman is. And not in a bad way. Like, I'm not saying she looks bad. She just looks different.
Yeah.
She does
Trish
not
is still.
look like Charlotte.
We got 13
She's
people
winning.
left. Trish is still in the ring.
Farouk.
Yo, she's gonna win the whole thing.
Farouk, Jericho, and
Vince.
Vince.
Mac is still in there.
And Trish has been in there from the beginning. Do we have a?
Why are Jericho and Vince teaming up on the black guy?
Oh yeah. Well, hate to break
It's the
it to
only
you,
time
pal.
he'd leave Trish alone.
They're just
Yeah.
trying to make the Royal Rumble great again.
So there we go. We got 13 people left. Will we make it before the camera dies? It's getting very close to being an absolute no. She just flipped off Vince. That was great. I can't screen grab that. This is the N64.
Right.
That was amazing. So
Take a picture
Women's
with your
Rumble, I don't know.
Gigapet.
Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair.
Maybe
did
returning
Bianca?
Becky?
I mean, not Bianca. Jade.
Oh, Becky.
I think
Jade?
Becky. I think
Oh,
Becky for
Jade.
sure.
Jade's been gone
I think
for a while,
Jade's
yeah.
she's been a little more on social media.
The only reason why
A lot
Looking
more on
good.
social media.
Yeah, looking
Yeah,
good.
yeah. The
Brandon
reason I
Phillips. Shout out
don't
Brandon
see
Phillips.
Jade is because it's probably going to be Jade versus Bianca. And I
Yeah.
don't see that being for a title
Yeah,
because I don't
agree.
see Tiffy or Rhea
And I don't
dropping
think
the
Jade's
title
going to necessarily win it.
No,
But
no,
I think
she'll
she
be back.
comes
Oh, she'll
back. I
absolutely
think her
be back.
Becky's
Yeah, I
back.
think so.
Jordan Grace went on social media today and was like, guys, I will not be. They showed an actual a picture of a plane ticket with her given name. It was like, I have my mom's 50th birthday. I'm not going to be there. This is the plane ticket. And not a soul believes her.
No.
Not a soul believes her.
Although, did either of you guys watch at time of recording last night's NXT?
Yes.
There was that weird thing at the end.
Yes,
like,
the WWE transmission, and
Yeah,
then it
and
was
then it
started
said
to say
Vengeance
Vengeance.
Day.
See, mine cut out after like the VEN on Vengeance.
Oh, mine got
That's
all
when
the
my
way to
recording
Vengeance
ended.
Day. Oh,
My
okay.
recording ended because I watched it later.
So somebody's going to
So
debut
what-
at Vengeance Day.
Okay.
Jordan Grace has officially signed
Yes,
with
she's officially
WWE.
there.
Maybe
So
she
save it.
debuts
So
at
save it.
Vengeance Day.
That could make sense.
I
Yeah,
don't
'cause
know.
yeah.
That's speculation, but
Is there anyone else that could be?
and you already did her in the Rumble last year, so it's not going to have the same.
Yeah.
pop.
Who did her in the? No, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
yeah.
Shit. Shout out to women.
Yeah.
So
So it's possible she
yeah.
doesn't. I do think she more than likely is going to be there, but it's possible she's not.
It's not going to be Bailey. She won last year.
No,
There's no reason to give
really.
her back.
I would love for it to be Io Sky.
EO, I was going to say EO.
I don't think it will be,
Io
but I
was,
would love that.
Yeah,
So I
I'm
would
trying
love
to think
Rhea
of like
versus
who
Io Mania.
really could win it. Who's not a champ right now?
Because I think Charlotte versus Rhea is main event. I mean, is WrestleMania worthy?
Ooh, I think Charlotte versus Tiffy, because that's
Yep.
what I think everybody's been. The
Seen
rumor
that- seen
pitches
that a
it's
bit,
her
too.
versus Tiffy, Charlotte versus
That'd
Tiffy,
be
and then
cool.
Rhea versus maybe a returning Becky, maybe Bianca, if Jade's not ready.
Yeah, no, they
Preferably
wouldn't,
Io
they
Sky.
wouldn't do Jade in that.
No,
moment
no.
after
Jade's
this. They
first
would.
Mania match
Has
or
to
first
be
big
Bianca.
match back will be against Bianca.
Yeah, for
Give
sure.
me that, even with no belt.
Oh,
I don't need
yeah.
no belt.
Preferably no belt.
No belt. Give me that.
No, because
It's
real,
about
yeah.
time a
Give me
women's
that.
rivalry doesn't have a belt around it.
Becky
Yeah.
and Rhea could be there because there's really nobody. I think Roxanne. Well, no, she's not going to be in the Rumble now after last night. I don't think she might, but she's now in
She's
a
not
triple
gonna
threat for the
win, yeah,
belt.
no.
So I was trying to think of like any other woman who is at that caliber, who could potentially match up with like a Rhea other than Becky. I don't know.
Yeah. Again, preferably Io Sky. Just 'cause I
Alexa
would love-
Bliss Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Alexa Bliss Saturday.
Alexa
What
Bliss.
if she came out but like full Wyatt 6 intro?
That'd be sick. I mean, all these contracts,
crazy.
dispute,
I know, it seems crazy,
leaks. Maybe they did that on purpose.
right?
Yeah, very much
To be like, all right, can't expect it now. We don't have a contractual agreement, so she's not going to be at the Rumble, but maybe
Right.
they do. Maybe
Yeah,
they
I think
work it out.
I'm excited for the Women's Rumble because I think
Same.
there's going to be a lot of good surprises.
Yeah.
I think
It's the most
especially-
unpredictable.
And I think a lot of the Women's Rumbles that we've seen thus far have, especially in the early days, leaned heavily on former legends and former stars. The Michelle McCools of the world.
still gonna have
obviously
those.
still gonna, but I think that's going to be
Less.
very
It's gonna be
minimal
less.
this year.
It's gonna be less,
I
but
think
yeah.
we get maybe 3 or 4 of those types as opposed to like 10, which we've seen in some of those
I
years.
think we might get Trish, who's going to win this Rumble.
Could, yeah.
We might
could
get. We
absolutely
might.
get Trish.
We might not get any when you think about the fact that you're going to get NXT.
And
surprise
I hope-
debuts,
I hope we
and
don't.
You're probably going
TNA.
to get TNA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Big
So you're gonna get Masha
God,
Slamovich.
dude, Tessa Blanchard is probably going to show up in the Royal
Oh
Rumble.
man, is
As
she
much as
gonna is she
shouldn't.
gonna get the She's a Racist at the Rumble
would be
chant?
great.
That would be wild. So I heard the funniest thing was like just stick her with Hogan, make him her
Yeah,
manager,
fuck yeah.
and
Oh,
just
imagine.
lean into it. And it's just like, oh my god,
Call them White Power.
Yeah, they're this generation's version of Zeb and fucking Jack Swagger.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, they are.
Even though I know they weren't like necessarily full on racist, but they just gave racist vibes.
That was the character
characters.
came across
yeah,
that way,
the
right?
character,
Yeah.
We the
100%.
people.
Yeah,
Even though they then teamed up with Alberto Del Rio.
I remember that. Well, what was that? No, that wasn't the nation.
He
of
definitely
Dom.
is.
What
He's
was
a
it?
Trump. He's definitely a Trump guy.
I mean, possibly.
He's
yeah.
definitely a Trump.
Who,
guy.
Jack
think-
Swagger?
No, Alberto
We know-
Del Rio.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
he's
think he
definitely a
goes-
Trump guy.
I think anybody that can bail him out.
Yeah, anybody who greased those palms after
Anybody
he
that can
beat
fucking
somebody
put
up.
him on the presidential.
I can tell. I'm totally lumping
pardoning
him in.
list.
Yeah, I'm totally lumping him in with like all the Cubans who voted for Trump. Like
yeah,
I
that's-
100% just see him in that way. I can't.
You're probably right.
Yeah. So yeah, interesting stuff. We'll see what happens with the Women's Rumble. I think it's probably going to be Charlotte Flair. They really
I think you're right.
just because like that's their instant main event there. I mean, or Mania match, whatever. She's been gone for a very long time. She was the person, the woman of WWE for before you had the Rheas and
Yeah.
she also was a perfect opponent for both of them.
Yeah,
like, with
absolutely.
She could in like obviously they're going to decide quickly, but like you could kind of leave that open ended and vague for a little.
Yeah.
You could kind of like really flush that out and give her a few weeks of like I don't know.
Yeah, she
Haven't
doesn't
decided
necessarily
yet.
need to pick. Yeah.
Right.
Haven't decided. Don't know where I'm
Right.
going to go.
And they've really
Let's
leaned
see.
into the Nia Jackson, Rhea Ripley thing too. So
Yeah.
that could be your Mania.
And that delivered.
I think
Yeah.
after
Maybe not
the
Mania,
Saturday
but-
main
I
event,
don't know
I
that's
think
going to
that's
go,
over.
like, but that,
Yeah.
that match delivered and,
Oh,
and
it
that
was
was
really
fun.
good.
And
Yeah.
again, shout out to Nia, man.
Yeah.
She keeps getting better and better.
Yeah.
complete 180.
Yeah.
Complete 180 because she was somebody that people hated.
Yeah.
not safe, all this stuff. She's been great.
No,
Even her heel work has been incredible.
Mic work.
What'd you say about somebody's mom the other day?
Yeah, I love just her little comments, like from the apron to the crowd.
Yeah, that's what she said. She's like your mom.
Shit.
What'd she say? Your mom something. He said that to somebody in the crowd.
Yeah, she's been good with those things. And I think maybe that's just her natural personality. They're finally just letting her be her as opposed to trying to put her in a box. But that's been awesome. But yeah, I'm thinking like I'd love to see like a Last Legend face off in the Rumble with a Rio, with another big, or maybe a Nia, like someone like that. Like give me some of those moments too. Because they delivered last night.
Yeah.
That match was fucking awesome.
I do also love Nia's horniness for Rhea.
Yes.
That's pretty sick. Shout out to women. But I
saw a video the other day where it's so funny. They slowed down where Rhea was over her and she just rashed up and squeezed it real quick.
Grabbed her ass, yeah. And then like Nia shared a photo of Rhea body slamming her where her hand is in her midsection there, and she's like, "Is this you?" Like, because like Rhea shared her saying, "Is this you grabbing her ass?" So
I
love
God.
it. It
is.
Like
I was thinking back to that. I
flirtation.
think it was a house show where she gave her the stink face and she gave that nice little
she was
look
like,
over and was like,
"So
loving it."
Nia is one of us."
Yes,
Nia
100%. And I love that you can do that and have fun with it, and it's not in a disrespectful way. It's not fucking. It's not treated the way it would have been treated 20, 30 years ago. Because we can look, and we said it the other day. We were like, Nia and Rhea are fucking sure they look amazing, but they're fucking great at what they do, and like that's why people love them. It's not just because they look good; it's because they look good and they're great fucking professional wrestlers.
They're not just there because they look good; they just happen to also look
like
good.
A lot of the women used to just be there because they look
right.
good. No, they can work their ass off, and they just happen to also look good.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the Rumble.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested for the Rumble. For the women's Rumble, I think like totally different than the men. It's like so many people that weekend. I'm like women. I think Charlotte probably, but like I'm excited to see who appears, who comes in, who comes up from NXT, who gets a rub. I think it's really going to set up that women's division. And again, like Stephanie Vaquer, there's so many that could just be in that. I think she obviously wins the North American title at Vengeance. But
here's the conundrum I'm in. I have to DJ Saturday night. So I'm going to find a way. I'm at a bar. So there's a TV right behind me. I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna put my Peacock in there. You guys enjoy it, but I'm putting the Rumble on.
100%.
So while I'm mixing, playing
and then
music,
just play all Jim Johnson songs.
It's just gonna be Stone Cold. Yeah. Every time like somebody comes up,
WWE Aggression,
buys me a drink.
You can do so many different albums. You can go more hip hop. You can go more metal. Like you could just fucking.
That would be actually kind of lit. I wish I kind of thought of this sooner. I could have told them to be like, yo, you should
whole theme night
promote. A Rumble night, and I'll DJ it, and then I'll fucking just play wrestling themes, and then
that'd be dope.
Maybe somebody goes to a table.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody goes to a table anyways.
Maybe somebody gets thrown over the bar and is eliminated.
We should do that. I really wish
an old school APA barroom brawl.
I'm just gonna say I wish Tim White was still alive because we would absolutely be doing a show out of the Friendly Tap so fucking long. That would be like our home away from home.
Yeah,
absolutely.
God.
Once a month we'd be doing a live show there.
Yeah.
Fuck. We should still try to do that.
We could.
The wheels are spinning.
That place is like not. I think they tried to like distance themselves
It's called
so much
the tap,
from what it used to be. It's
now,
just the tap now. They used to have a really cool sign in loving memory of Tim White on the outside, and even that I think is gone.
That's bullshit.
Which is insane. Like, but yeah, fuck.
All right, well, we're gonna figure out a place for our live shows. That's next on the list. Any last thoughts about the Rumble?
No, I'm pumped for it.
No, I'm pumped for it. The
ladder
ladder match is gonna be sick.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be so sick. I can't wait for that.
Amazing.
Full card. This could be the best Rumble. Like full stop.
Yeah, no, I know.
Not necessarily Rumble match, but like just the full show.
I remember the year that the year Orton won, I think.
17. 9 or 17.
17.
I remember I was at that one.
Yeah, that was the one with like Goldberg,
Brock Lesnar,
Goldberg,
Brock,
Undertaker.
Yep. Yeah. Ty Dillinger at 10.
Yep.
Ty Dillinger came out at 10, and I remember that one was very hyped because of all the people in it, and it kind of under.
Because then what was the other match? AJ versus
AJ Cena.
That
was
that was a great match.
AJ Cena was a banger.
But the whole event was kind of lackluster.
The actual Rumble was like,
it was. The Rumble itself was disappointing.
But this one I think is going to be better.
If I remember correctly, that was the Rumble where they already pre-announced like 25 people. Like there were no surprises because they didn't have enough surprises.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, but you had a lot of big names in there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I think that this one is good, even though you know a lot of the big names. There's so many different ways that they can go with it that it's like it's super unpredictable. You know,
because for all we know, The Rock's going to show up.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing about like The Rock does what he wants.
The Rock
he could tell them tomorrow.
Right.
A new Bloodline member
he
could
tell
show
them Saturday
up,
morning.
like a Hokileo or fucking Zilla Fatu. Right. Imagine like that pop if he was in the Rumble somehow.
Imagine
and that
if
came
just
together,
we're all wrong and Jacob Fatu wins it.
I mean,
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Me up. Sign me the fuck up wherever
Right.
wherever you want to do
I think
that.
I think they gotta wait on that. Let that build.
Well, I was gonna ask that earlier. Do you think we need to see Solo versus Jacob before we just? I mean, we've already unleashed Jacob, but before we just basically crown him the new guy.
No, but I think that's the definitive crowning of him being a new guy.
Yeah, but I also think that may happen eventually. But I think
could that be Mania?
I think Jacob
two of them.
Solo.
that could be
that could be Mania.
Yeah,
That could be good.
I'd be down for
because
that.
that could basically be for I don't know. I was gonna say Bloodline 2.0, but like with Tama, you think maybe fucking Tangaloa will be back. Like there's some other pieces of the puzzle. Yeah, it's interesting.
Or
how
it
they
could just
do all
be
that.
something like Jimmy and Jay. Like just like, hey, it's just like fuck you.
Yeah.
Because I also heard a rumor they're looking to rename that version of the Bloodline, like give them their own new name and make them a different thing now. So yeah, that could be. They get a new name. Jacob now takes over that. Solo's out.
Bloodline of Jace.
Right.
Jizz line.
Yeah.
Switch it up.
The
Just go
R
straight,
line,
Just
like,
go straight
fucking-
DNA on them, baby.
They're going to call it the Golden Showers.
Golden showers. Hell yeah. I would name
Wasn't
my
that Coda and Kenny?
Yeah, I mean, practically, yeah.
pretty much.
Golden lovers.
Yeah. So cool. I'm super pumped.
I'm
for
hyped.
it.
I'm
finding a way to put it on.
It feels like 2 PLEs back-to-back weeks,
Yeah.
which is just
Kinda,
which is sick.
so good.
Except this one, we know there's going to be things happening.
Yeah.
That
Also,
we
6 o'clock start time.
So
God
pumped about
bless that. God bless. And I thought that was
wait.
pre-show 6 o'clock.
No, it's the
not.
main
Oh,
card.
wait
yeah.
a
Main
minute.
card, 6
I might be
o'clock.
back. I might be
You're
in
in it?
here.
You're in?
I might be in because I mean, even if it's a 3-hour show, I start at 9, so I can at least have it on my phone and catch the end.
yeah.
Right. Bring like a tablet with
Oh,
you.
you're going to get everything at
I'll
home.
get everything
At home up to the full men's rumble, but you'll get at least half of that here.
Yeah, oh,
Probably.
fuck yeah.
It's a 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
you figure
forgot
you-
about that.
Yeah, so
That's
you
amazing.
average 6 to 7 is the women.
Yep. 7
7
to
is-
8:30 maybe is the 2 matches.
Yes.
Because
Yep.
yeah.
I was
no,
thinking-
maybe a
I
little bit
was thinking
longer because
even-
it's 2 out of 3 falls.
True.
So that might go a little
Also,
bit.
ads in between each match
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they do that all the time.
You figured the Rumble will probably start at
9
9.
maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking 8:45.
You think it'd be a
Thinking
4-hour show?
8:45.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because you figure you got
3.5
two,
the minimum,
You got
'cause
2
that's what all the
minimum
PLEs
hour
have been lately,
matches.
3.5.
And there's also potential they could add something else.
Right.
Whether it's a match or whether it's just some promos, some angles, some whatever it's going to be, it's going to eat some time up.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. That's so fucking sick. I love that. And we have 11 people left and not a lot of time.
Hardcore Holly.
Oh damn! Trish got eliminated. Fuck.
That's too bad.
We got Vince, Farouk, Al Snow, and Hardcore Holly. Unbelievable.
All right, for the fuck of it, fun prediction. Who do you guys think will be for both the women and the men's the first entrant?
Like the first person to
Like
start the Rumble.
Yeah. Entry number 1. Who starts both Rumbles?
Okay.
I
like
think for
this.
the
It's a
women-
good question.
I think it's Bailey.
Okay.
I think because she had that long run last year. I
Yeah.
think, and she won, so start her with that.
Okay.
Sure.
That's not a bad prediction, and I don't think she wins it this year. So you got to give her something.
Just let her be the Iron Woman.
Okay, I like that.
Probably because I want it to happen. I think for the men's, it's Carmelo Hayes.
I was going to say Mello.
But I think
feel
it's
like-
because I want him to be
I
the
was gonna
Iron
say
Man.
Mello.
So.
Yeah, we mentioned that a little bit last week. Like you got to give him something to kind of build him up a little bit.
Maybe Trick along those same lines.
Well, Trick could be 2.
Well,
Melo comes
maybe
out 1.
Well, it could be opposite.
Trick comes out
It
2.
could be, you know, it
Yeah,
could
but
be
I
flip,
think
but I
it's-
think they come. But because I think honestly, like Trick would get a bigger pop at
That's
1
my
than
thing.
Mello
But
would.
also, Carmelo's reaction is why Trick at
would
2
be
works
fire.
better.
That's true.
I'm gonna say Dominic.
Ooh, I like that.
a good one.
Dominic because
That's a good-
shades
really
of
good
his father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron Man. He's not
good
going to
one.
win it, but give
Or
him.
does he come out at 2 then?
Good
Shades of
worker.
Eddie that way. Because Eddie wanted. I mean, Eddie. Right?
Ed-
That's
that
what
is-
it is.
yeah,
that is
Wait.
Ray wanted it too.
Yes. Right.
So
But-
maybe he comes out second.
Right. In the ring first.
Yeah.
I could
specifically
also
meant entry like Shawn Michaels 95.
Yeah,
entry number
Okay.
1.
Okay. Entry number 1. Okay.
I could also
Redacted
see
04.
I could see like a Demon Balor
Yeah,
coming in
I
at
can see
1.
that too.
I could see an AJ Styles coming in at 1.
That would be awesome.
That
That'd
would
be
be
sick.
a hell of a
Pop,
pop.
too. Dude, that's the only reason why I don't think they don't usually do a return at
Yes. Because even I was thinking they won't do Randy because he's got to be there towards the end. He's
Right.
got to be.
1. Right. He might be 30.
Yeah.
And also
he's gotta be
Dominic
there
now
towards the end.
lost his tag team partner, so
Right.
they got to give him
Yeah.
something. And I also think they think very highly of him and that
Yeah.
he's
Oh, yeah.
worthy of an Iron Man
Yeah.
run.
And he is.
And he is.
How cool would it be if Ilya came back and he was
That
on?
would be
Oh,
awesome.
that'd be sick. That'd be sick. I want him. I don't care where he comes
That
out in the
would
Rumble.
be
Just give me
sick.
some Ilya.
Yeah,
I miss him.
That would be sick.
Penta at number 1.
Penta.
Penta,
That would be
that'd
another
be
huge
sick.
pop, man. Him and Braun, that little back and
Yeah,
forth.
that was cool.
That popped me.
That was cool.
That popped
Is
me.
that
That
going to
was
be the Mania
cool.
match, you think?
For that belt, sign me up.
Yeah, that'd be lit.
Sign me
Yeah,
up.
I
I'd rather
wouldn't
see
hate
that
it.
than him and Sheamus.
I still personally would like to see Sheamus, especially after that match at Saturday Night's main event.
Win it, but
They fucking
No, it
killed
was
it
a
there.
I know it was a banger.
That spear.
Right?
I know, but I do love me some Sheamus.
Yeah, I still have faith that like
you could totally,
18 months from now, there's going to be a way for Sheamus to get that belt.
Yeah.
I
But
think he's still going to be around.
You could give him the Zack Ryder thing, have him win at Mania and drop it at the
The
Raw
next
after
night.
Mania. Yeah, I don't think he gives a fuck.
I don't think he does either. I don't.
I mean, that's what Kofi originally was supposed to happen to him.
Yeah, I don't think he
He was supposed to get squashed on the Raw after Mania.
One of Vince's taunts is him barking like a dog. That's funny. I forgot about that.
There's another one, him shitting on an opponent.
Yeah.
Probably.
And then for the women, you said Bailey.
I think Bailey.
I like Bailey. I think Bailey's a good one.
Bianca?
Bianca could be good.
Bianca, Naomi. I could say Naomi
Yeah.
too. Or maybe they just go Lyra and just say,
That
hey,
would be cool,
she's
yeah.
trying. You know, she's obviously trying to make a point.
Yep.
She's an IC champion. She was
Yeah,
very
she
adamant
said
and
she
being
wants
like,
to
I'm
do it,
fucking
yeah.
passionate with this and that. With her promo she cut on was it Monday night or SmackDown?
Monday.
Monday night
Monday.
she cut the promo announcing
Yep.
she was gonna be in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And why not start with her? She ain't
Yeah.
gonna win it.
Right.
So
And then we mentioned Io. Is Kari coming back anytime soon?
Maybe
Be
Asuka.
good for Kari. Ooh,
Yeah,
Asuka.
returning Asuka.
and
Return.
also fucking
Fire.
Coda hurt.
Dakota hurt
Oh,
again?
yeah.
No.
I did see that.
Fuck.
She
Is
has
it like a serious one again?
It's enough to keep her out a few weeks. I forgot what it was. Exactly.
Honestly, something
but-
with her ankle, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, I
I
guess
could be
it's a
confusing that
good
with
thing
somebody
they didn't
else.
put the belt on her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's what a lot of people are like. You know that she continuously has these injuries.
I think there's a
just
lot
pop
more
up.
people up in arms about her not winning than I expected there to be.
Same.
Like on the internet, and I'm like, I feel you. I love Dakota. I love Coda, but I'm like, it was always going to be Lyra.
Right.
Yeah.
Lyra
It's
just made
always
more
gonna be
sense.
Lyra.
Yeah.
It's been built to be Lyra the
Right.
same way it was built to be Ilya before he got hurt, and then also kind of the same way it was built to be Braun, and it's just
And the way it was
her.
built to be Chelsea.
Yeah, like it was just that's how it was going to happen.
Yep.
Chelsea Green could also be a good number one
That
entrant.
Oh,
could
that
be,
I actually was
yeah.
gonna say that. I feel like
What
she.
if it's her at 1 and Piper at 2?
That would be
And the whole time
Oh.
is Piper on the apron, just hand to earpiece, looking around like nobody's getting in this ring.
Yeah.
And then fucking, it could be even better if she goes to step in and then Chelsea just dumps her right back
Yeah.
out. Because now you build that up. Because
I think that's gonna be the
something's
Mania
coming. I
match.
think something's
Yeah,
coming.
but if you
so that could.
But
be
if you let it go
fun
for a
move.
couple entrants,
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, oh, yeah,
You let
yeah,
it go
you could
to
let
like
it go for-
entrant like
yeah, you could let it
15
go for a
almost
bit.
even. I mean,
that's not bad.
Honestly, but I think honestly it might be more Chelsea Green to her to do it with nobody else in the ring.
Right.
It's one in a funny way, not in a smart way, because you'd want Piper in there and then to pull the rug, but that would be fucking hilarious. That would be so funny. And then
Or-
Chelsea's just in the ring alone, just hanging out for a few minutes.
That could also be the thing though. Like Chelsea's 1 and Piper's like 12, and Chelsea gets eliminated as Piper's coming in, and she's like, "Where the fuck were you?"
Yeah.
Type of thing.
yeah, that too.
I think that's gonna. I think there's a good rub to set that up. Because
Yeah.
look at the way it ended. Was it last match? Whatever. It was a lot more. It was a lot more like side eye.
Yeah.
It was getting there. It was good. They're doing great shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
gotta find
definitely
out.
think that for the women's U.S. title is going to be Mania.
Yep. That's fair.
Piper's probably going to beat her.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
Yeah,
Chelsea's
not mad
not
at
gonna
that.
hold it forever.
No.
But, yeah, that's Rumble talk. We're excited for Rumble. I know we were gonna do a draft. Maybe we might have to do a separate video for draft because we're batteries are.
Do we just throw out what we
Do we all just do our top pick then?
our
Oh
top
yeah,
rumbles?
let's just do that. Yeah, let's do that. We could post it on. We'll do a
Wrote
social
some
post
down.
for it too.
We think it's just our top.
Well, do we want to do a draft style?
Yeah, we all pick a different one,
Okay.
and we all just pick one.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm more than happy to let you go first. Either one of you guys
Yeah,
goes
go
first.
for it.
I don't mind going last.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna just say it. 92 Royal Rumble.
Yeah, 100% agree.
That's-
I
the
think
best Royal
that's
Rumble.
that's
of
the
all time.
best one. It's the promo afterwards of Ric Flair is legendary. It's his
The poster.
the poster. Also,
Such a sick poster.
yeah,
poster.
such a sick poster. Like with all the guys
Yeah,
out
so
front.
good.
Like whatever.
How cool would that be if they recreate that poster this year? Because you got the same amount of
Yeah,
talent.
they
like I know,
did
like, this
recreate
year
it one
is
year,
fucking
didn't they?
Loaded
Yeah.
with it, but like, yeah, they did.
Like semi
I
recently.
thought they did it recently too.
Yeah.
Maybe.
20.
I can picture like Stone
22?
Cold on it.
Well, the 01 one looks similar.
Yeah,
to the
yeah, I
92
remember
one.
Well, 01 was my other pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I like
fair.
the 01
That's
Rumble
fair.
too. 01 Rumble.
I think
was-
it's the second best Rumble of all time.
yeah, because Stone Cold won that one as well, which led to my favorite WrestleMania.
You go next. I have a feeling ours is going to be the same one.
Maybe.
You can have it.
I think I know what yours is.
Do you?
Maybe, maybe not.
I'm kind of all right. What both of you think I'm going to say before I say what I'm going to say?
If I say it, then I'll also just be giving my answer. So
Oh, that's fine. You're going to say your answer after me anyway.
95 Rumble.
I would say 95 Rumble.
No, 2010.
Okay.
2010 is, I think, one of the most underrated Rumbles of all time because it has 3 really good parts to it.
Who wins in 2010?
It's got. Well, I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
It's got Punk's Sermon on the Mount thing, where like he does his whole. He keeps cutting these like straight edge promos and trying to get everybody in, but then, and then he throws them all out. And that lasts for like a good like.
Is this where
15
fans
minutes.
were coming in? Is this the same time he would have fans come in and kind of like repent and cut their hair?
I think, or it was like right after this
Okay,
point in time.
okay.
But like he's cutting these promos as people are like entering the ring and then just throws them out. And then it also has Shawn's dramatic, I have to win this so I can wrestle The Undertaker at WrestleMania thing.
My redemption.
And then it's got the crazy, not as crazy as 10 years later, but the Edge return that we didn't see coming, and he goes on and wins the Rumble. Because I think he got injured like at Survivor Series, I think, and everybody thought he was going to be out for like 9 months. And then he shows up he makes a surprise return at the Rumble, and we're like, oh shit.
Yeah, the surprise returns are always great. 02 with Triple H, Cena.
Cena in 08.
Cena in 08. That was
like you said, Edge in fucking
Edge in 2019.
2020.
What was that? That was in Houston, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he come out the dugout?
Yeah.
That was fucking
That
amazing.
was in like
Because it was after they
nobody
lost.
expected that.
No.
Nobody.
Because I remember it was after they lost to the Nationals in the World Series, but they still had like World Series
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
in the stadium.
That was like a cool setup. Like
Yeah,
seeing them
I
come
like
out the
that,
dugout,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
obviously as baseball fans, like that was also like just an added pop.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That's one of my.
And that's the one where it cuts away from him spearing AJ
Yes.
Styles.
Yes.
They
Yep.
fucked up on the camera cut.
Yep. They fucked
Twice
that up.
they fuck up on the camera cut for AJ
Roman.
Styles.
They
Yeah,
cut
they
to
his
Roman when he
debut was
debuted.
Roman's face.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, no, that's a good one. Yeah, 95 for me. It's just Shawn
Yeah.
for all the reasons. Shawn.
I get
It's
it.
just 96 better for you.
It's just, well, I think both of them are not that good Rumbles.
Okay. Yeah.
The Shawn moments
like
are
the
incredible.
overall,
and that's
I think
why.
it's
For me,
because
it's
of
the- it's- for me,
HBK.
it's the
No,
moments.
100%.
It's the moments.
100% get that.
It's the moments.
But I'm just looking at the Rumble as a whole. It's like 95 is the shortest one because they
Yeah.
only did 1 minute intervals instead of 2 minute intervals because they didn't want they didn't want the ropes to get too slick, so Shawn would accidentally eliminate himself.
Yep.
Was one of the things.
And I
that's
think
also
that's
why
why
they
it's
pushed
like that
hard
is
against
just-
the 1 foot thing. They were like,
Yep.
apparently,
Yeah.
like they were like, "Are you sure you can do this?" He's like, "No, yeah, I got this."
got
They're
this.
like, "Are you fucking sure
Yep.
you can do this?"
Yeah, you fuck everything
And
up.
then, and then they were like, let's try
fucking
not to
close.
shoot it right
Yeah.
on because we don't want it to.
And they shot it great
yeah,
too,
they
which
did.
is like, and I think that's why it just lives like just
Yeah.
the whole thing of
Yeah.
like the
That
false
moment
finish,
is iconic.
him just pulling himself back up,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it's
running
iconic.
over and pushing him out. It's just and like even it's 96 is hard too because 96 led to the boyhood dream
Right.
coming to fruition. So like, but yeah, it's hard for me to get
Yeah.
past those two, man. Another
That's
reason
fair.
why 96 was the greatest year ever.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. We
Completely
mentioned this
agree.
last week. Another gem from the 01 is when Scotty 2 Hotty's coming out and you have Kane and Undertaker in the ring, and he's just
Yes.
like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
That was a great moment.
Also, I mean, Drew Carey eliminating himself.
Drew
Yeah.
Carey
so
eliminating
great.
himself.
It's just
No, there's been so many good
perfectly
ones.
comedically timed.
And I think too, just honorable mention for me because I want to get a woman's one in there. Bianca in 2021.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
actually
sick.
gonna say last
Yeah.
year
Was five. Last year's was awesome.
was
That
really
one for
good.
me was just I think because I was just so hyped for Bianca and wanted
Yeah.
to see that and fucking knew that she had a really good chance of main eventing WrestleMania if that happened, and that one was awesome. Think of that. I think of Cena coming back in the Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Was fucking awesome. 17 because I was there, but again it was a little disappointing.
Yeah. 18 though was the men's 18 one that Shinsuke win.
Shinsuke?
Oh, Shinsuke.
That was
Yeah, I was
fucking
gonna ask what year he
awesome.
won that.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Because that's got that really good Final Four moment where it's Shinsuke and Finn, like the new guys, and then on the other side of the ring it's Cena and Reigns.
Who did he fight at Mania that year?
AJ.
That's right. That's right. Forgot about that.
In
Where was
the
that? Was it in
good-
Dallas?
No, that's New Orleans.
New Orleans. Yeah.
34. In the good but disappointing Mania match.
Yeah.
Like their match is good.
Yeah, but
it's
I
also
know,
like
I know.
I saw your Wrestle Kingdom match.
I
That's
know.
so
it's
much
way
better.
way fucking
Like
better.
that match
I
is
know.
one of the
way
best
better.
New Japan matches I've ever
So
seen.
fucking good. So good.
AJ Styles in Dallas 32 was against Jericho, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I was there
And
for that one.
another good
Good,
but
but not
disappointing
yeah.
match.
In a weird time of the it
Weird,
was like right at the
yeah.
beginning. That was a fucking like 8-hour Mania, dude. I was
Yeah,
there.
that was like match 2.
Yeah, dude, it was brutal. That was such a brutal.
That
And there
Mania
was delay
sucks.
getting in.
Oh, yeah, I
it was
forgot
delay
about
getting
that.
in. People were passing out in line because it was like
Oh, yeah, it was so
exhaustion.
fucking hot out
Yeah,
Dude, it was
because like
bad.
the ticket thing didn't work,
Yeah,
right? Like they
the
couldn't
ticket-
read the
they couldn't
tickets.
scan the tickets, bro.
Yeah.
And my boy,
fucking Jerry Jones. For you.
Right.
we were already had waited. We waited like outside of the line. Like thankfully, we were there. Like
to go to
not-
Walmart across the street and get some refreshments.
No, we didn't leave the parking lot. We actually just kind of like found a tailgate. We were kind of chilling there, but we waited for the line to go a little bit. And then once we started going in, my buddy's ticket actually like was having an issue scanning as well, and they were trying to give him shit about like, oh, like where did you get his ticket? Because people had double tickets
Yeah,
sometimes
oh,
too.
yeah.
And thankfully, somehow, I don't remember exactly how it ended up working, but it ended up working. But we were like, oh, fuck, dude, that would have sucked. I was like, peace.
Because I remember that's the one where Kalisto wrestles somebody on the pre-show for the U.S. title, and there's generally like 12
Nobody
people.
Yeah, there's nobody in there. Yeah, there's
because
nobody there.
could get in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, the pre-show, I mean, the event was also 8 hours long.
Right, it's so
it's like,
long.
The Rock came out. Rock loves to announce attendance. That's got to be high on his resume.
Which,
It's like,
if that's even the real attendance.
know.
yeah, exactly.
Gate
He had
record.
the flamethrower on that
Right.
one, and then he
beats Eric Rowan in like 4 seconds.
Yep. And then Stone Cold came out. That was sick.
And Shawn Michaels. And Mick Foley, right?
Foley.
Yeah.
Yep. That was cool. Anyways, we're fucking.
We'll reminisce on Mania in a couple months.
Yeah.
We'll do some of those
Yeah,
reminiscences.
but I want to put together some a few graphics for the Rumble on our socials because it's always fun to get the convos going.
Yeah, I agree.
About some of those, but either way, big week, a lot of fun, super excited. We want to hear your takes. Who you guys think is going to win the Royal Rumble this weekend? And what do you think it's going to lead to for WrestleMania? Because we know this is at least booking one ticket there.
Yeah.
That's what they say. at
Technically
least.
two.
Technically
The women's.
two. That's true. The women's as well.
Which, man, 3 years in a row, they're not going to get to be the main event.
Yeah.
No, 4 years in a row because they didn't main event 38 either.
The women.
Yeah. The last main event was Bianca and
21?
Sasha at
Yeah.
37.
The stories are just too deep right now.
Yeah, at
When
the
was-
same time, though, like,
When was
you have
Becky-
2 nights,
Yeah.
Becky main event, and what year was that?
35, where it's
35,
her,
yep.
Charlotte, and Ronda.
Charlotte, yep.
The first ever women's. There's only been 2 women's
a
main
good one.
events. That one and then Sasha.
I was
and
at a
Bianca.
Bad
Yeah, I
Bunny
was there for
concert
that
that
one.
night.
Huh?
I was at a Bad Bunny concert at Foxwoods that night, or Mohegan.
Really?
Yeah. I made it home. I was in the car on the way home. I told my wife, I was like, "You have to drive."
Yeah.
And I was wearing my Becky. Remember the Atlanta PD shirt when she got her
Yeah.
nose busted open, and she had on my HBK like Boyhood Dream shirt at the concert. It was a great fucking concert, and then the timing worked out well. That literally the whole ride home, I was able to watch the entire main event.
Battery exhausted.
And there it
almost
is.
made
Yeah.
We almost made it. All right, everybody. See you next week. Peace.